Rockets have extended their franchise record winning streak to 17 games, while the AHL's Aeros have rattled off a normally pretty impressive 5 straight victories, including a come-from-behind win in overtime Wednesday night over the league-leading Providence Bruins. Tonight, Houston is chomping at the bit as they battle another beast from the East as they entertain the AHL affiliate of the New York Rangers. It's the Hartford Wolfpack and Houston Aeros next. A baseball-like 9-game homestand continues for the Houston Aeros. Hello, hockey fans. Jason Schaefer welcome you inside the Toyota Center alongside former Aero coach and player Cam Stewart. Aeros playing their second game of this 9-game homestand. Points on home ice so important this time of year.
Points anytime are important, especially this time of year. It can decide where you play, obviously in the playoffs, whether you get home ice. And this is a great time for the team. They haven't played well at home. It's a great time for the team to kind of get some confidence at home in these next 9 games.
P.A. Parento is one of the players for the Hartford Wolfpack who will be trying to halt the Aeros' progress. 80 points last year.
Yeah, and this year he's off to a great start. 61 points. He's 5th in the league in scoring. I mean, this is a guy that Troy Ward's going to have his defensemen prepared. You have to know as a team every time he's on the ice.
Troy Ward coaches the Aeros defense. Joel Ward is an Aero forward. His nickname in the locker room is Ward Hard, a hard-working player, but he has been producing offensively.
Well, known for his penalty killing is what he's known for, but now he's starting to put the puck in the net. He's been their best offensive guy. And you know what? Good things happen to good people. Joel Ward's been playing very well.
One of the main reasons why the Aeros have been able to kill off 41 straight. Special teams very important right now for Houston.
They always are, and I mean, it comes to me, it comes to goaltending. And Barry Bruss, the Aeros have been very fortunate to lose an all-star goalie in Schaefer and to have him come and play, and he's on a 5-game winning streak right now.
The number 2 power play, or the number 2 penalty kill in the league belongs to the Aeros. The number 3 power play belongs to Hartford.
Yeah, and I mean, tonight we're just going to have to kill the penalty and make sure that we keep their power play in check.
All right, the Aeros twice this season have won 5 games in a row. Tonight they seek 6. Can they do it? We'll find out. Together, this is Houston Aeros hockey. If your business goals are to drive sales, build your brand, support a new product launch, entertain clients, reward employees, or foster new relationships, the Houston Aeros can be an integral piece of your organization's overall marketing strategy. Our corporate sales team will work with you to create a partnership package tailored to meet your specific marketing goals and objectives. Become an Aeros partner today. Contact the Houston Aeros Corporate Partnerships Department at 713-974-7825.
Lexus presents the SIM Tour with 11-time Grammy Award winner. It's Alicia Keys. With special guests Neo and Jordan Sparks. Sunday, May 18th in the Toyota Center. Tickets go on sale Saturday, March 15th at 10 a.m. Get them at the box office and at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Presented by Atlanta Worldwide Touring and AEG Live.
What's up, Rockets fans? It's that time again. I'm looking for the best ballers in H-Town.
It's the 2008 Blacktop Battle 3-on-3 tournament presented by AmeriGroup Community Care. There'll be an interactive kid zone, great food, and lots of entertainment. All registrants will receive a ticket to the Rockets game on March 26th.
I'm also on the lookout for some sharpshooters and dunkers. See you at the Rockets Blacktop Battle.
So get down to Toyota Center for all the action. To register, visit rockets.com.
They're getting set to announce the starters for the Houston Aeros tonight. Welcome inside the Toyota Center. Jason Schaefer alongside Cam Stewart. Let's take a look at some of the keys to tonight's hockey game, Cam.
After talking to the coaches this morning, number 1, get the puck deep. They have very good defensemen. You have to finish your checks. Don't let them jump into the play. Number 2, capitalize on the power play. Last game they scored 3 power play goals and a 6-1 win. That's great. That'd be great tonight. And last, they talk about critical moments if they can win them. The critical moments are the start of the game, the start of each period, and after a goal, they say those are key and critical points.
The power play has been on again, off again this year for the Aeros, but the coaching staff more concerned about the little details like the starts and stops and quick starts, responding after goals.
Yeah, sometimes you always don't get the results, but at the same time you have to worry about the details, and that's something Kevin Constantine takes pride in.
Jessica Clemens is getting set for the national anthem here in Houston. Let's join her.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red-glared, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Jessica Clemens with a beautiful rendition of America's song. Taking a look at tonight's starting goaltenders, we open it up, Cam, with David Leneveu, no stranger to the Houston Aeros.
Yeah, exactly, and they've played him a lot in San Antonio, and one of the big things that I saw in the last couple games against San Antonio is you need to get traffic in front of this big guy, and you need to get the puck up.
The starting goaltender tonight for the Aeros, making his 6th straight start, Barry Brust. He's gone 5-0 in his last 5, had a shutout streak of 190 minutes snapped in the last game, a 3-2 overtime win over Providence. Barry Brust has been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been great, and to be able to come in here after Schaefer has been hurt and to give the team a chance to win, and that's what you ask of your goalie, and he's done it.
Ken Chenander is the head coach of the Hartford Wolfpack. It is his first season behind the bench, but he was an 8-year captain in Hartford, was there when the team won a championship, the Calder Cup. He is got kind of that attitude that he was almost a coach when he was a player towards the end.
I was just going to say he was a leader. He was a leader when he played, and he's just brought it right in behind the bench.
Kevin Constantine is the leader of the Aeros, and probably no one works harder in this league than him and his staff.
We just mentioned it before, attention to detail. He's probably the most prepared coach in the league, and I mean it shows with the talent level, and they don't have a lot of scoring. He's got them in a playoff race.
They have a ceremonial puck drop at center ice here tonight. Regina Davies is the daughter of Shannon Herman, who is the director of security for the Houston Aeros. She is a breast cancer survivor and recently started a crusade for a cure. Great to have a little charity involvement here tonight.
Yeah, the Aeros are great with the charities all the time, and just to see different people like this being able to come out and get a thrill and at the same time be recognized.
Well, the Aeros getting set to drop the puck. Tonight's referee is Jeff Smith. He is a guy that kind of lets the players dictate how many penalty calls will be made in this one.
You watch these referees, they can be a lot different on a given night. So I think the teams just have to go out, they have to play hard, and then he'll dictate how the game's going to go.
Eric Reitz, the captain of the Aeros, has been a leader on the back end. Clayton Stoner in the lineup wearing number 7 tonight. Aeros 9 games above 500 when he plays. He's had some injuries this year, just 1 game above 500 when he's out of the lineup.
Well, what does that tell you? You need Clayton Stoner in the lineup. I talked to him this morning. He's playing well. He said he's a little bit nervous, but again, I just told him keep it simple, and he knows that, and that's what he's going to go out there and do.
Linesman Sean Finn hands the puck off to the referee, Jeff Smith. Greg Moore will be the centerman for the Wolfpack, wearing the blue sweaters with red and white trim. They are the AHL affiliate of the New York Rangers. Aeros are the affiliate of the Minnesota Wild, wearing the home white sweaters. They control off the drop of the puck as Marco Rosa won the faceoff. Rosa, top of the left circle, controlling for the Aeros as we're underway. Second and final meeting between these two teams this season. Aeros winning the first one in Hartford 6-1. 3 goals in the power play, 1 shorthanded. Specialty teams were the factor in that one. Rosa getting some help from Joel Ward in the right wing corner. Rosa has it now. Turnaround shot, hits traffic out in front and comes ahead. P.A. Parento will roll it out of his own zone, 5th in the league in scoring with 61 points. Steve Kelly has it, missed the last game as he was out sick. A welcome addition for the Aeros. Back of the lineup, Stoner trying to headman to Danny Ehrman, tied up in front of the referee, Jeff Smith. And the Aero bench knocked around and Reitz picks up. They use the sand wedge to flip it high and in. A bouncer back in his own zone. Ivan Baranka got to it first up the left side. Korpakowski clears. All waiting, will drive it right back in for Houston. Danny Ehrman, a former Golden Gopher, hit by a Gopher teammate in college, Jake Taylor. That goes in the far corner, now to the point. All winds, fires, tipped by Kelly, but wide. Albers sneaking in from the left point. Into the corner for Serge Pye. Taylor, a physical defenseman, runs into him. Taylor now controlling and gets a little help with the clear. Alex Barrett started his pro career with the Chicago Wolves, dumps it in and heads off on a line change. Plenty of time for Paul Albers.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good one of the things we just talked about, getting a good start. They get a good start by getting it in, not turning it over at the blue line, just getting it deep and keeping it simple.
John All, little D-to-D with Albers to center. He'll angle left and try and wrist it in. Ends up sailing it over the short glass, and an early souvenir in his hockey game. Cal Clutterbach and Adrian Foster heading off on a line change. Benoit Pouliot has been playing center in the last month and a half. Looks a lot more offensively comfortable out there, and we'll talk to him in our first intermission.
Yeah, you definitely get a little more room to do things. And he's such a creative player that I think that he'll be able to set up people and maybe see his creativity a little more, and I think that's what Kevin's expecting.
Peter Kalis was in on the forecheck for Houston. Puck comes out at center. That's number 20, John Scott, with the big shoulder. He's normally a defenseman. He's been a trial, and a pretty good trial at forward this year. 2 goals playing forward this season. Kept alive by Greg Moore. Moved out in front. Quick shot save. Rebound off the post. A backhanded try. Could not go out in front. And the Aeros get the clear there. Oh, what a golden opportunity out in front. And Josh Granton couldn't get it to go. Granton has it now in his own zone and will clear it ahead. Anisimov down the right side, curls, looking for a late man at the blue line. It's a shot by Potter, wide. Parento will pick up left side. Low shot, skips off the pad of Brust to the near side. Anisimov into the right wing corner. Byers knocked down by Kelly. This is the first real pressure by Hartford, and they've had a couple good looks.
Yeah, one of the things that the Aeros take pride in are keeping them to the outside, and they've definitely been able to create chances. They don't want to be leaving the defenseman in front of the net open like that.
At last shift, a couple big bumps for the Aeros. That's how they want to play this game. Dane Byers in the Houston zone. 1 game this year with the New York Rangers in the NHL. Got it deep. Parento up top. Quick shot kicked away by the right leg of Brust. That was off the stick of Mike Ouellette. John All will try and slow down this pace for Houston as a fresh group of 5 comes out for Hartford. All got it to center. Danny Ehrman will chip it deep. Chasing after it, Serge Pye. Taylor ties him up. Pye still controlling. Pye moves it to the right wing wall. Up top, Rogers a shot off the goal stick paddle of Lemieux. Good heat on opportunity by Brendan Rogers. Ehrman shoulders his man. Turnover. Pouliot a shot. Stick save Lemieux. On the end wall, Taylor and Ehrman tie up. Now dangerous pass. Ends up out in front. Ehrman picks up right side. Spins it deep. And now trying to find some time is Evan Baranka. Out to center, pushed in deep by Korpakowski. Marco Rosa for Houston. Deshaun Bell took the pass off his skate, buys himself some time. 4.5 minutes gone by in a scoreless opening period. Action starting to pick up. Kevin Constantine would probably like a little tighter checking game right now, but it's been end to end. And that's the nature of the game for the Hartford Wolfpack. A lot of speed in this lineup. Polk, the defenseman, got it to center. Rosa knocked down. Adrian Foster in a foot race. Jessamine. Now it's Moore. He'll fling it in. Stoner hit Moore. Aeros very active. They like to pinch the defense. Center has to be responsible defensively.
Yeah, and the defensemen are stepping up in the neutral zone. Stoner, this is his third shift. He's got a couple hits. He's trying to get the kinks out here, but he's keeping it simple.
John Scott at forward once again with Peter Kalis. Scott throws a shoulder, pinching his Albers. He holds the zone momentarily. Kelly, the center, stayed up high. He keeps it in for Kalis. Rolled away from him. Ryan Consett, the newest member of the Wolfpack, sends it ahead. Working in on the left side is Josh Gratton. Now in the right wing corner. Work to the point for Potter. His shot broken up out in front. Albers will tie up his man. Kelly in a battle along the end wall with Jordan Owens. Owens doing a good job. Cycling into the corner. Albers comes in to help out. And Kelly, he'll try and work away from Owens. Those two have been tattooed to one another. Owens has it. Awe will pick up defensively. John Awe gives it to Kelly, and the veteran slows it ahead. Albers will bang it softly deep. Aeros have time for a line change. John Scott heads off. Now it's a fresh group of 5. Wholesale line change for Houston. Ouellette plays it back behind Barry Brost. Active at playing the puck. Brost ahead. Parento pinching along the way out. Couldn't keep it in. Hamilton to center. Hands it off to Serge Pye. Pye with Ward. Ward winds, fires, save. Big rebound came to the top of the circle. And P.A. Parento back the other way. Parento will wind. His shot off the left arm of Barry Brost. That got there in a hurry. At the right point, Taylor's drive. And it's corralled by Brost. He will hold on. When we finally get a whistle, we'll step aside. 13:06 to go in the opening period. Plenty of activity, but no offense. We're scoreless. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
On March 14th.
Hello! Who is this? Is this Bert from accounting?
From the creators of Ice Age.
I have 96 daughters and 1 son. Oh, busy guy.
Jim Carrey.
We must become invisible. Travel silently.
Steve Carell.
You're due at the dentist for your who root canal.
You know, sticking who in front of everything doesn't make it hurt less.
And Seth Rogen.
I think I'm awesome. Good luck with your illusion of superiority.
Dr. Seuss's Horton Hears a Who. Rated G.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 500 live college basketball games. Add conferences like the Pac-10, ACC, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college basketball never ends. To order Fox College Sports, call 1-877-GET-FCS.
Tickets are on sale Saturday. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, April 14th, on stage at Toyota Center. Tickets on sale now at Toyota Center box office, most Houston area Randall's locations, online or charged by phone. Don't miss Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, produced by Live Nation.
Face-off will be on the glove side of Barry Brost. The Aero netminders turned away all 3 Hartford offerings. Good crowd settling in at the Toyota Center. Jason Shaver alongside Cam Stewart. Glad to have you on board, FSN. Danny Ehrman to center. Pouliot will streak in to Foster. His shot wide of the net. Pouliot pokes it behind the cage. Ehrman can get to it. And Bure will send it ahead. Not out. Nice job hustling. Was Pouliot to hold it in. Centering pass. Foster ran into Ehrman. Neither one of them could pull the trigger.
That was a great play by Pouliot, though. You could just tell his skill just comes out there. He sees a guy, hits him, and unfortunately Foster ran into Danny Ehrman.
Stoner has it in his own zone for the Aeros. They come up right side. Cal Clutterbuck will send it deep. 2 games already this year with the Minnesota Wild. He's the youngest guy in this Aero team. Sauer moves it away to his partner. Polk will take the open ice. Unable to handle the pass at center was DuPont. John Scott will shovel it in. Sauer has it. Michael Sauer from St. Cloud, Minnesota. His brother Kurt plays for the Colorado Avalanche. Very healthy, athletic family. We'll get to the rest of the names in an upcoming whistle. Controlled by Jessamine. He's able to move it away from Cal Clutterbuck. Kelly retreats in his own zone. Being chased down ice by Anisimov. Quick pass. Gets through it. Ward will move in right side. Took the pass from Scott. His long shot off the blocker of David Leneveu. This is Leneview's second game with Hartford. Start of the year with the San Antonio Rampage. Potter comes in. Moves to the corner. The defenseman leading the charge behind the net for Owens. Started the year in the ECHL with the Charlotte Checkers. Tied up. Now work to Owens. Owens battling with Serge Pye. Owens trying to protect it away from the veteran Pye. 100-plus games in the NHL for Serge Pye, including 5 last year with the Ottawa Senators. Brendan Rogers will use the backhand. He gets the clear. Leneveu plays it as icing was waved off on Houston. 9 minutes gone by in this scoreless opening period. 8 combined shots, 5 by Hartford, 3 by Houston. Aeros through center. Hamilton with Rosa. Hamilton winds, fires, blocked out in front by the defenseman Taylor. Now moved to Hamilton, driving to the net on the back, and he scores! Oh, what a persistent attack by Ryan Hamilton from his knees. He missed on the strong play, but he stuck around long enough to pick up the loose change.
Yeah, I mean, he stuck with the play and got a lucky bounce there out in front. The shot got deflected, and then it just popped out, stayed with it, put it on the net, and there he goes. Ryan Hamilton, really hard worker. Doesn't have much on the score sheet to show for it, but he's a guy you want on your team, digging in the corners, and he's great, great around the locker room.
An even strength goal at 9:25 of the opening period. Hamilton, his 10th goal of the year, and he's the 6th Aero to reach double digits. It truly has been scoring by committee for Houston this season. Adrian Foster and Peter Ovechkin lead the team with 14 goals. Ward has 13. Kelly Pye and now Hamilton each have 10. Marco Rosa and Clayton Stoner will pick up the assists on the goal. Benoit Pouliot will take the open ice through center with Clutterbuck. 2-on-2. Pouliot trying to move it to Clutterbuck. He's kept to the outside, dumps it deep. Foster into the forecheck, battling with Sauer. Clutterbuck looking to help out. As his poke, Clutterbuck has it. Moves to the left wing corner, now to Pouliot, quick shot, save Leneveu, rebound was in the crease, and Sauer clears.
Yeah, that's a great play by Cal. He works hard down low. Pouliot finds a spot, hits them, and they get a shot on net.
Game's opening penalty is going to come against the Aeros as referee Jeff Smith has his hand in the air. Clutterbuck was battling in front of the benches as play went the other way. And actually it's going to go against Hartford, so the Aeros will have the power play when we come back. They lead 1-0 as Clutterbuck forces P.A. Parento to take a penalty. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
For the hottest Aeros gear, including jerseys, pucks, game use sticks, gloves, and helmets, call 713-974-PUCK. Aeros merchandise is available at all Aeros home games, or you can browse online at aeros.com. Aeros merchandise has items for women, men, and kids. Whether you're shopping for the sports fan in your family or for yourself, there's something for everyone. For the most affordable, authentic sports gear in town, call 713-974-PUCK or visit Aeros.
Determination. My whole life, it's been determined.
Warning. Home insurance does not cover floods.
Call AID Insurance and protect your home and valuables with a flood insurance policy backed by the U.S. government. Fact, you are 4 times more likely to lose your home from a flood than you are from a fire. If you're eligible for the preferred risk policy, your flood insurance premium could be less than $200 a year, and that includes coverage for your property's contents.
Don't wait. Call AID now at 713-789-2886.
The Aeros will get the power play. P.A. Parento getting a little bit tangled up with Cal Clutterbuck, and Cal doing what Cal does, forces Parento to retaliate in front of the referee, Jeff Smith. I thought the penalty was going to go against Clutterbuck because Hartford had pressure. It took a while for the referee to blow it dead. So power play for Houston as the Aeros will dump it in. Their first of the night. They lead 1-0 on a Ryan Hamilton even strength goal. Aeros ranked 29th in the AHL in the power play, 47 goals on 337 opportunities, 13.9%. But they scored 3 of 6 against Hartford in the one meeting earlier this year. Hamilton and Foster able to work it behind the net. Foster lost his stick as he took down the defenseman, and he is going to get the gate. Corey Potter going down, and a little 4-on-4 action early for 75 seconds, and then Hartford will get their opening power play.
Well, we saw in that very short power play that they're using Benoit Pouliot, trying to get his creativity at the point, along with Eric Reitz, who's leading the team in scoring as a defenseman, played less games, but this is just one of those things where you just can't do it. That's an obvious penalty, and there he is. Foster's in the box, and it's 4-on-4.
Offensive zone face-off for Hartford. When you take a penalty, it's a new rule in the AHL this season. You get the offensive zone face-off if you're the team going on the power play. Hooking the call to Foster, 4-on-4, even strength play, and the puck ends up in the Aero bench. Luke Strand retrieving it, and he'll make a fan back behind. Danny Ehrman told me the other day, scored a couple big goals for the Gophers, and the PA announcer there in Minnesota called him the Erminator.
The Erminator.
The Erminator. So I said if he gets a goal here tonight, Cam would call him the Erminator.
I don't know if I can do that.
Coming across the line, Moore tried to send it ahead, just out of the reach of Korpakowski. Sauer will hold the zone to Poke. Deep, Korpakowski working away from Rogers. Sauer at the right point. Left side now for Poke. Good movement by Hartford. 30 seconds until their power play, and Rosa picks it off on a 2-on-1. Couldn't get the pass ahead to Ehrman. Rosa has 5 points in the last 6 games, 1 goal, 4 assists. He had the helper on the Hamilton tally. Korpakowski to the point, gets a return pass, floats it out in front. Unable to find the handle was Corey Potter. The defenseman is plus 24. That's 3rd in the league and 2nd among defensemen. I mean, an outstanding year for a guy that spent 43 games last year in the ECHL with Charlotte. Albers will send it all the way down. Parento back on the ice. Power play for the Wolfpack. Aeros leading 1-0. There'll be a 38-second power play for Hartford as they work in. Potter tried to get it deep. Ends up top. Baranka. Potter. Half wall. Parento up top. Baranka couldn't handle the crisp pass, and he ends up out in center with 15 seconds to go on the Wolfpack power play. Each team has 8 shots on goal. Number 17, P.A. Parento, on the left side of your screen, normally sets up on the half wall, but Hartford couldn't get it set up. And in 2 seconds, the Aeros will be back at full strength. Each team unable to capitalize on 45-second power plays as we skate 5-on-5. Reitz will clear it ahead. 6:40 to go in the opening period. Adrian Foster pursuing, ties up with Baranka. Supporting the puck is Corey Potter. He's able to move it ahead. And Ouellette takes the open ice. Goes rink wide for Jordan Owens. He'll roll it in. Kelly hit but makes the play ahead to Joel Ward. Ward gives it to Albers. His lead pass behind Foster. Icing waved off as David Lenevy will serve it up for Michael Sauer. Slow roller all the way down and enough to go for icing as John Awe touches up. the Memphis, Tennessee fan. Big Memphis Tigers fan in the NCAA. Bragging about them all year long, and know he'll have him in the NCAA tournament pool. Bit of a college basketball expert he claims to be. It's always fun, a little involvement for the fans. Going off the ice right now is Alex Barrett with the trainer, Damian Hess of Hartford. So we'll have to keep an eye on Alex Barrett. It's been an up and down season for him, according to head coach Ken Genandri. He's just been battling injuries all year long and can't get in a rhythm.
Yeah, that's tough with any player when you're battling injuries and you come back, you have a couple games, you feel starting to get in a bit of a rhythm, and then you get hurt again, and then as a coach, it's tough to gain his confidence back.
I was tripped up. The referee, Jeff Smith, making a signal that the guy was trying to play the puck. So he does not call anything there. It gives an explanation. Pye out to the corner. Swinging down is Jordan Owens. Owens has time as the Aeros change up some personnel. Worked away from Peter Kalis. Thomas Poe, one game this year with the Rangers. Last year he got into 44 with New York. Thrown into the glove of Barry Brost, and Brost will hold on. We'll take our final timeout of the opening period. The Aeros have the 1-0 lead. Brost continuing his strong play. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Toyota Center is a great place to bring your family. It's awesome. Atmosphere is exciting.
The face painting and free hot dogs. We love Clutch. We love the dancers.
Get together and relax and have fun and introduce the kids to sports.
This is a great outing.
Friday, March 14th is Kids Night at Toyota Center. Kids Night is also your next chance to purchase a Houston Chronicle family pack. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 2 special edition Rockets puzzles, all starting at only $69.
Go Rockets!
Don't miss out on Houston Aeros hockey next week at the Toyota Center. Get to know the game next Thursday, March 13th and Saturday, March 15th as the Chicago Blackhawks affiliate, the Rockford IceHawks, are in town. On Saturday night, the Aeros bring back old-time hockey with the Hanson brothers from the classic hockey film Slapshot. For tickets and to find out how you can meet the Hanson brothers, check out Aeros.com or call 713-974-PUCK.
Sprint presenta Juanes en concierto. La Vida Tour, traído por Ford. Juanes, 17 de abril, Toyota Center. Ganador de 12 premios Grammy Latino. Boletos a la venta ya. Producido por Live Nation y Latino Events.
5:18 1-0. Ryan Hamilton getting the goal from Marco Rosa and Clayton Stoner at 9:25. Face-off push behind the Aero net. Brost, the netminder, will swing it ahead. Bell couldn't get it out, but some help from Kalis. He skates up ice on the right side. John Scott with him. Kalis chips it off the wall to himself. Right wing corner. Moving towards the point. Cycling it to Scott. Scott will backhand it deep for Benoit Pouliot. Baranka trying to keep him to the outside. Pouliot looked to cut across the circles and came back the other way, lost an edge, and went down.
Yeah, that looked like Benoit got hooked there. It could have been a penalty, just like Foster's a couple minutes ago.
Hugh Jesselman threw it out in front of the Houston net. Nobody home, and Scott clears. DuPont will backhand it in. Both teams changing up some personnel, so the University of Michigan grad, Brendan Rogers, has some time. Cam Stewart saying he's a Michigan kid, so obviously he's smart.
That's right. Smarter than Michigan State.
John Scott ahead for Ward. Hamilton, the goal scorer, will pursue. Potter controls. He is from Michigan State, a Lansing native. Went to college in his hometown. He had a raw stick out on the ice. And Kelly will grab the loose puck. John Ah to Kelly. That stick is still lodged in the back of the net behind David Lenevieux.
It doesn't matter right now. Parento was pressuring, and now it's cleared all the way down. That will go for an icing. And Cam, if we tried to jam a stick into the back of the net, we wouldn't be able to do it, but somehow it ends up lodged there on a breakout play.
ref's having a tough time getting it out, let alone the guy getting it in.
Paul Wilkinson, who owns a hockey store here locally, probably try and put that in the bench and grab it later and resell it.
There you go. They're pretty expensive. I don't think the trainers will be letting any of those sticks get away.
Ryan Hamilton gets it back. That's the goal-scoring stick. You never want to lose that one.
Ryan doesn't. Definitely not.
Polk off the face-off, shot out in front lane, loose in the crease, and it was behind the forward, Lori Korpakowski. Didn't know where it was, and the Aeros up ice. Ward will roll it in.
It's amazing how many chances come off the face-off and just getting the puck through like that, but you cannot lose the face-off clean.
And that gets back to one of the things that Kevin Constantine was telling you about today, the details.
Yeah, details, and I mean, all you have to do, you have to somehow tie the other centerman up. You cannot win it clean, or great chances are going to happen.
3 minutes to go in this opening period. Aeros leading 1-0. Time for Jake Taylor. Out to center, broken up. Stoner, D to D. Eric Reitz back to Stoner. They've been teammates for 3 years now here in Houston. John Scott and Danny Ehrman get in on the forecheck. Taylor and Ehrman battling once again. Pouliot couldn't hold the zone. Carried up ice. Now Hartford on the attack. And find a centering pass. Now Owens got to the line for Potter. His shot hit the back glass. Rogers has it. And he moves it out to center. Potter regrouping. Still looking on the big board at 8 shots apiece. And stuck in that number the last couple of minutes. Jessamine watching. Reitz to Albers. The Saskatchewan native Albers gives it back to Reitz from Detroit, Michigan. Reitz across the line for Kalis. He's got to stop. Kalis tried to cut out in front. And a poke check by Corey Potter prevented that opportunity. If he kept driving down the left side, he would have had a good look.
That's exactly it. I mean, when you it gets a nice pass from Reitz, you got to keep driving wide and just get it on net. And have people going to the net, and anything can happen.
Reitz couldn't stick handle into the slot. That allows, with numbers, Hartford back the other way. Parento a shot. Frost a stick save. Gets some help with the rebound clear to the corner. Stoner will move it to Hamilton. Gaining the red line. Hamilton will dump it in and head off on a line change. Ward first man on the forecheck. Sauer has some time. Getting back to those other family members. Kent Sauer played in Milwaukee, the American Hockey League, and a lot in Mississippi with the Seawolves of the ECHL. The oldest Sauer brother, Craig, was a linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings. Played 5 years in the NFL. Not bad.
Wow, those are athletic genes.
Yeah, they certainly are. So you got an NHL defenseman playing for the Colorado Avalanche, and Kurt Stauer won a Stanley Cup, and Craig, the linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons and Minnesota Vikings.
They need a baseball player.
Yeah. Joel Ward will dump it deep. Polk got to it. Bell pinching from the left point. Foster and Ward in. Coming away with the loose puck for Hartford was Willett. Got it to center, and Bell, with under a minute to go in the opening period, regrouping, flings it back in. Bouncing puck. Sauer able to work it away from Foster. Knocked to center. DuPont shovels it deep, heads off on a line chain. Brust will play it himself. Ehrman moved it in. Anisimov hit by Serge Pye. Ehrman on the right side ran into Baranka. That allows Houston to maintain pressure. Amazing what a little forecheck can do.
Yeah, and all this forechecking, what's it coming off of? It's coming off of just little simple dumps so the forwards can get on them, make their D turn, and have to get the puck.
Talked about simple dumps, but put in the area where you can get that forecheck going. There is a little bit of an art when you're dumping the puck in, or at least the coaches hope there's an art to it. Sometimes guys just play it in nonchalantly, but if you put it in areas where your guys can get on the forecheck, you create turnovers.
With that being said, you need puck support. So if a guy gets a pass and does chip it off the wall, you have to have a guy supporting and coming into the puck.
Serge Pye will catch a breather after a good aggressive forecheck. Steve Kelly will take a face-off in the offensive zone for Houston late in the period against Greg Moore. Greg Moore, a Hobie Baker finalist in 2006, top college player when he was attending the University of Maine. Reitz will send it behind the net. Final seconds tick away as Scott is tied up in the corner. And that will end the first. A successful first period for the Aeros. They get the only goal. They're 25-3-1 with 2 shootout defeats when they score the first goal. That's a big statistic. And again, a little detail for the Aeros. They score first. They wanted to get the first goal tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, they only got 8 shots. They got a goal. Ryan Hamilton goes to the net hard. He works hard, and it pays off. And now they have to go back in, regroup. Kevin's going to tell them, he's going to say, hey, we got to keep going, but we have to get better. We have to create more opportunities, get the puck to the net, and get that traffic in front of them and see what happens, because they're not a fancy team. They just work hard, and they have to get the puck to the net.
Hamilton's 10th of the year from Mark Aeros and Clayton Stoner at even strength, 9:25. The time of the goal. We're back with our first intermission. Aeros 1, Wolfpack nothing after 1. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Never before has prehistoric Earth come to life in a theatrical event so grand it will inspire, amaze, and captivate audiences around the globe. Don't miss the event that's been over 65 million years in the making. Walking with Dinosaurs, the live experience. Roaring at the Toyota Center, April 2nd through 6th. Hurry, get tickets now. Presented locally by Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital. Tickets are on sale Saturday. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, April 14th, on stage at Toyota Center. Tickets on sale now at Toyota Center box office, most Houston area Randall's locations, online or charged by phone. Don't miss Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, produced by Live Nation.
The Houston Aeros take on the Rochester Americans this Sunday, March 9th at 4 p.m. at the Toyota Center. Tickets in the lower bowl start at just $12. Be a part of the best sports entertainment value in Houston. Get to know the game of hockey and get your tickets for Sunday online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS for your seats now.
I'm Adam Scott, and I want you to join me at the Shell Houston Open.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center. One goal after 1 period of play. Ryan Hamilton providing the offense. After tonight's game, the Aeros will be 3/4 of the way through the season. We talked to assistant coach Troy Ward before the game to find out where he thinks this team is 3/4 of the way through the year.
Well, Jason, I think we've progressed very well. I thought from the start of the year until now, we've made strides continuously throughout the year. We've just made them in different areas for a lot of reasons. One, being young. Two, it's the American Hockey League, and things happen at a slower pace down here. The learning curve is a little bit slower. But, you know, early on we started a little bit slow in terms of some 5-on-5 play. And that part of our game has really, really been good and rock solid since Christmas. And I think you've seen the ebb and flow of professional hockey in terms of how we are in the power play penalty kill, but I would say that our penalty kill has been outstanding really since about Thanksgiving on. And our power play is like in the National Hockey League, similar to the Minnesota Wild or any team. It's just kind of up and down, but we've been able to sustain more chances here the second half continuously, game to game, which we're excited about going down the stretch.
Troy Ward started his coaching career in the IHL with the Indianapolis Ice, kind of the AAA level, and then you had the opportunity to coach with the Pittsburgh Penguins, and now you're back at the AHL, the AAA level. Having been in the NHL, do you prepare maybe a little bit different your prospects that are looking to go to the NHL? Having been with the NHL, do you know what Jacques Lemaire and his crew maybe is looking for in a prospect?
Yeah, it's a good question, and one that I would say the experience has really benefited me, to be at the National Hockey League level, and certainly in the old IHL that's now not longer around anymore. But it did benefit me, and it benefited me in one way with these guys here particularly, and I think it's called patience. I've learned to be a little bit more patient with the process, and the Minnesota staff is wonderful in terms of helping us along and letting us know what they want down here, and the communication has been outstanding from top to bottom, and so we get a good feel for what they want, and our experiences, whether you talk about me or Kevin or Luke Strand, the three coaches down here, our experiences have been good in a lot of different areas, which has allowed us to be patient, and I think at this level especially, you have to have good teachers, and Kevin Constantine's a great teacher for these guys, and me and Luke help out with the patience here and there, and we help out with a lot of details. But that experience prior to coming here certainly has been beneficial.
All right. Well, continued success developing these young guys. Troy handles the defense. The defense has been solid for the Aeros. We'll take a timeout and come back with more. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
Tonight on the FSN.
Aeros have the 1-0 lead. One of the guys that Houston relies on offensively is Benoit Pouliot. He's played a lot of wing this year. He's naturally a center, so naturally we start off asking him about playing two different positions this season.
I don't really mind any position actually, as long as I play it. But no, for me, center I think is more comfortable for me. It helps me more on defense, obviously, get back first down low and stuff like that. And I think it's the coach likes it better for me too. So no, it's a thing for me to play center. It helps on my game a lot more than playing at wing. Wing, you just stay on your board. You focus on the D much more. And then I don't know. I played center, wing a little bit in Sudbury, a little bit like kind of both. Up and down and stuff like that, but no, I think I would have to say center is much more comfortable for me than wing.
I know talking with Kevin Constantine, he said he's noticed a little bit more offensive creativity from you in more time and space when you're playing center.
Yeah, I get the puck more obviously down low, and then I just bring it up and make plays, but you probably said that about the offense, but the defense still needs work, a lot of work, but that's what I'm trying to work on, obviously, and to make it the big league, you got to work on defense probably even more than offense. And he tells me every day, defense, Pulley, and then I try. I can't say I'm not trying, but we'll see. We got about probably like 20 games left, so hopefully I make a bigger improvement in that situation.
Benoit was drafted 4th overall by the Minnesota Wild. You don't get drafted because of your defensive prowess that high. You get drafted because of your offensive talent. You had a great junior career. In fact, you got to represent Canada at the World Junior Championships, winning gold for your country. Talk about that experience.
That was exciting. Obviously, it was in Vancouver, in Canada, and you can't ask better than that. One goal. We weren't supposed. They rated us about 3rd or 4th place, and we pulled the upset out and won the finals 5-0 against Russia. So it was exciting. The whole family was there, friends were there, and everyone's watching on TV, obviously, in Canada. So it was the best experience of my life so far.
And you're winning it on your home soil with the Canadian fans so rabid for that junior program. There's a lot of pride in that World Junior program.
It's crazy. Yeah, World Juniors is probably bigger than World Championship in Canada. Obviously, everyone watches it. Over millions and millions in Canada. That's all they watch when it's Christmas time. So I've watched it when I was young, and now to get the chance to play was even a bigger thing for me. And we did win the goal, and that was great.
We've talked about the draft, 4th overall, great draft here. Sidney Crosby was the 1st pick overall. Where does that draft experience rate?
It's up there. Obviously, getting drafted, I didn't really care what round I was getting drafted, but even that 1st round was even a bigger deal. But no, it was World Juniors was on top of that. Obviously, winning gold for your own country, but drafting same year as Sidney Crosby, all those good players, Jack Johnson and stuff, and it's pretty crazy, pretty intense. But they're all playing right now in the NHL, and hopefully, I get the chance to play pretty soon too.
I know reading some articles when you were drafted, one of the proudest things for you was your father. You lost him as a teenager, but he had the greatest influence in your hockey career, and how proud you were to get drafted because of what he taught you.
I was most proud of my life. He's been there all my life, putting me in hockey, driving me to the rink. My mom was there too all the time, and passed away about 4 years ago when I was playing juniors back home, and I had to stay home, and couldn't really go play OHL because of that stuff. And hey, I couldn't complain at all. I had to be home, and that's what where I wanted to be. And then I got called up at the end of the year, and I did a good year, and then just made the team the next year. But huge influence, obviously. He put me in hockey. I never wanted to quit, and I don't want to quit now, obviously. And just keep playing hockey. That's what he wanted me to do. That's what I wanted to do, and it's just great.
You're a little bit older, a little bit more mature now. How does it sink in, losing that figure at such a young age?
It was, yeah, I was 17 back when that happened, and it was tough. My younger brother was 15, older one was 19, so I'm in the middle, and I had to take care of the younger one a little bit more, and just try to help him through. And hey, he's still playing hockey. My older brother's in university done now. He's got a great job, and everything went well after that. But that 2 years when he got sick the first year and then got sick again the second year was the roughest years I've had so far.
Well, it's been a rough year for opposition goaltenders. Benoit Pouliot has been hot lately offensively for the Aeros, and they're surging thanks to Benoit Pouliot. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
We'll take a timeout and come back with more. This is Houston Aeros Hockey. If your business goals are to drive sales, build your brand, support a new product launch, entertain clients, reward employees, or foster new relationships, the Houston Aeros can be an integral piece of your organization's overall marketing strategy. Our corporate sales team will work with you to create a partnership package tailored to meet your specific marketing goals and objectives. Become an Aeros partner today. Contact the Houston Aeros Corporate Partnerships Department at 713-974-7825.
Tickets are on sale Saturday. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, April 14th, on stage at Toyota Center. Tickets on sale now at Toyota Center box office, most Houston area Randall's locations, online or charged by phone. Don't miss Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Produced by
The new 103.7 Jack FM, playing what we want.
Are you ready? It's tourney time. Heart-pounding, nail-biting, roof-raising excitement. The 2008 Southland Conference Basketball Tournament, March 12 through 16 at the Merrill Center in Katy, Texas. Tickets are on sale now at Southland Conference ticket offices, Ticketmaster outlets, and Ticketmaster.com. Get great seats now before time runs out.
We're in the first intermission. Toyota Center. Aeros have the 1-0 lead. Ryan Hamilton's 10th of the year from Marco Rosa and Clayton Stoner at .925. Barry Brost in net for the 6th straight start for Houston. Stopped all 11 offerings from the Wolfpack. At the other end, David Lenevieux stopping 7 of 8 Houston shots. We'll come back with the second period and the statistical information as we gear up for the second frame. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
Don't miss out on Houston Aeros Hockey next week at the Toyota Center. Get to know the game next Thursday, March 13th and Saturday, March 15th as the Chicago Blackhawks affiliate, the Rockford Ice Hogs, are in town. On Saturday night, the Aeros bring back old-time hockey with the Hanson brothers from the classic hockey film Slapshot. For tickets and to find out how you can meet the Hanson brothers, check out Aeros.com or call 713-974-PUCK. For the hottest Aeros gear, including jerseys, pucks, game use sticks, gloves, and helmets, call 713-974-PUCK. Aeros merchandise is available at all Aeros home games, or you can browse online at Aeros.com. Aeros merchandise has items for women, men, and kids. Whether you're shopping for the sports fan in your family or for yourself, there's something for everyone. For the most affordable, authentic sports gear in town, call 713-974-PUCK or visit Aeros.com.
Toyota Center is a great place to bring your family. It's awesome. Atmosphere is exciting.
The face painting and for hot dogs. We love clutch. We love the dancers.
Get together and relax and have fun and introduce the kids to sports.
This is a great outing.
Friday, March 14th is Kids Night at Toyota Center. Kids Night is also your next chance to purchase a Houston Chronicle family pack. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 2 special edition Rockets puzzles, all starting at only $69.
Sprint presenta Juanes en concierto. La Vida Tour, traído por Ford. Juanes, 17 de abril, Toyota Center. Ganador de 12 premios Grammy Latino. Boletos a la venta ya. Producido por Live Nation y Latino Events.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center. We're getting set for period number 2. The Aeros have the 1-0 lead. They got the only goal of the opening period. Cam, and a good first period. Let's take a look at the goal, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, he's going, obviously he gets, like we said, a lucky bounce, but you know what? He makes a great play there, kicking it back to his stick and putting it in the open net. But that's hard work, and that's the way the Aeros are going to get their goals.
Ryan Hamilton just 22 years old, but he creates opportunities by going to the right spots. And you take a look at the quality chances. The Wolfpack had 5, the Aeros had 3. Barry Brust was solid.
Yeah, I mean, again, like we talked about, Barry Brust is giving the Houston Aeros a chance to win with Schaefer out. And I mean, Kevin Constantine's going to have a hard decision to make even when Schaefer comes back.
Each team had a power play. Neither team could capitalize on the man advantage. A slight 3-shot advantage for the Wolfpack in that opening 20 minutes of play. Faceoffs were even at 3 apiece. The Aeros now have killed off 42 straight on the PK. You spent some time in the PK. It's really a little bit like the power play. It just gets in rhythms where you feel that you are not going to give up a goal.
Yeah, you do, and you take pride as a penalty killer. A lot of penalty killers don't get time on the power play. That's where they get their ice time, and you take pride in it. And I know Kevin Constantine takes pride in defensive hockey and keeping the puck to the outside, and they do a great job.
And your penalty killer needs to be led by the man wearing the mask, Barry Brust. He's been in goal for this stretch of games. It's now 7 straight games that the Aeros have not given up a power play goal against, and he's a big reason for it. Last time they gave up a power play goal was against the Chicago Wolves in mid-February. We're underway in the second period. Aeros wearing the home white sweaters will work from left to right. The road blues for Hartford, the Wolfpack, come in 20 games above 500. They're 5-9 and 3 shootout losses when they trail after 20 minutes of play. Potter through center, long shot missing the stick side of Brust. Byers will dump it behind the net. He's a good, strong player along the wall, according to Ken Janander. Ward got it out, knocked off his stick back in. Rosa, who assisted on the goal by Hamilton, sends it ahead for Ryan. Hamilton couldn't step around Potter. Second effort, he's able to send the puck deep. Aeros changing up. Ward on the forecheck. 13 goals already this season, 25 points. That's more than he had last year here in Houston, where he picked up 23 points and 9 goals in 64 games. Parento, 5th in the league in scoring, will bring it in, drops it off, fires shot off the glove of Brust, rebound sent wide. And it ends up over the glass and out of play. If you're watching this game now on FSN, you notice just 2 officials on the ice. After we take a look at this replay, Byers shot. Brust would like to hold on to that. If you could get the shot back to him again, and then he's run into by P.A. Parento.
Yeah, he's definitely, he's coming through the crease like that. That should have been a penalty.
Get a wide shot here. Dropping the puck is Sean Finn. The other linesman, Paul Wilkinson, not out for the second period. He is sick and in the official dressing room. So just 1 referee, Jeff Smith, and 1 linesman, Sean Finn. I wonder if Sean will get half the pay of Paul Wilkinson. Or actually, he should probably get 2/3.
Well, a lot of guys think the refs are sick more than this.
Spoken by a true former coach. Sent all the way down for an icing against Houston. Minute 32 seconds gone by in the second period. Steve Kelly became a father during the season this year. Missed a couple games on a road trip to be with his wife Cheryl Lynn, as he now welcomes in his first son to the family. Has 2 daughters. Excited about that. Kid's still not sleeping that well, so Steve's very anxious to get back on the road.
I was going to say that means mom and dad aren't, or dad isn't sleeping very well either.
John Ah has it for the Aeros with some time in his own zone. Moved ahead for Serge Pye. Lenevieux lets it go in the corner. Michael Sauer. Lead pass ahead. Dangerous pass because Pouliot was there defensively. Poked it back in. Sauer was hit too after making that pass, and he gets run into by Cal Clutterbuck. Bell will keep it in. Shot off the leg of Lenevieux, then the side of the net. Hartford feeling the heat will clear it all the way down. Icing's been waved off, so Rogers will have to play it. Russ gives it to him on the near side. Led to Pouliot. Steps around the stick check of Jessamine. Across the line. Wines fires. Blocked by Sauer. Clutterbuck following up. Couldn't get to it. Cleared ahead by Greg Moore. He had the lone goal against the Aeros in the Houston's 6-1 win. Now to Polk, the defenseman moving in. Brust to save, and he will hold on. But Greg Moore scoring that goal short-handed against the Aeros. Game in which the Aeros scored 3 on the power play. Near that big hit as Cal Clutterbuck, kind of like a cannonball, low center of gravity, just goes barreling into the 6'3", 206-pound Wolfpack defenseman. And we have not seen Alex Bourret come back in this hockey game. He left in the first period with the trainer, Damian Hess. That would be a key offensive loss for the Wolfpack. In comes Kalis, trying to create a 2-on-1 with John Scott. Late man is Stoner. He had 2 defensemen with him, and he gives it to Stoner, who fired wide on the stick side. Reitz will wrist shot, screened by Scott. A tip in tight. Lenevieux the save, and some rough stuff after the whistle. Paretno giving a shove to John Scott. He's laughing about it as he's taking on all comers in the Hartford crease. Byers will try and get the last shot in. Scott realizing that none of them are really willing to dance with him at this time. Paretno gave him 1 more shot too.
Yeah, no one's going to fight John Scott, but that's the benefit of having a guy like that in front of the net. The traffic, and he can sit there, he can dig at it. You see it with the Minnesota Wild. Jacques Lemaire loves to do that, as we just saw Kevin right there. He loves putting a guy. He's used Bugard. He's going to guaranteed he's going to use Simon. Look at Fedoruk. He's playing with the first line.
Yep, we got those skilled guys like Pavel Dimitra and Marian Gabrick. They get a lot more ice when you know that there's a guy like Simon or Bugard sitting on the bench, or Fedoruk, and even to a lesser extent Aaron Voros, more of a middleweight fighter. Back behind the Houston net, Korpakowski. Lost it. Reitz trying to work it ahead for Joel Ward on the near side. He's pinned up by Brody Dupont. Dupont gets some help from Anisimov. Now it comes to the point. Baranka able to play it back in the corner. Waiting is Eric Reitz. The captain goes rink wide to his partner Stoner. Ahead onto the tape of Kelly. Curls across the line trying to find open ice. Couple Wolfpack converge. Cleared to center. Bell has it for Houston, a first-round draft pick by the St. Louis Blues. Skipped off the stick of Rogers, finds it, now moves it to Ehrman. Rims it behind the net to Pouliot left side. He lets it go to the line. Bell winds, fires wide on the glove side. Rogers will hold the zone. Ehrman, deep, Pye, stopping behind the net. Tried a centering pass off a stick of a Wolfpack player and out to center. It's moved the distance by Josh Granton. Granton and Lenevieux coming over from the trade that involved the Phoenix Coyotes of the NHL and the New York Rangers. I saw a couple players go to the AHL affiliates. Al Montoya, the goaltender, going to San Antonio, while Lenevieux and Granton come to Hartford. Byers will move in on the left side, puts on the brakes to the point. Shot by Polk, off the equipment of Brust, didn't see where it went, and locates it on the far side boards, gets back in position. Wolfpack pressuring. Trying to knife it out in front was Grattan, taken away by Rosa. Rosa will work after it. Lenevieux out of the net. Bangs it off the wall to the near side. And out to center. Owens gets the clear. Grattan will head off on a line change. Brust leaves it off. Charging on the right side, Eric Reitz. Fire's got a stick on him. Now Kalis has it for Houston. Kalis, bottom of the circle. Forced behind the net. To the point for Albers. Lets it go. Kicked away by Lenevieux. Quick with that left leg, and the big rebound came to center. Kalis has it for Houston. Turned over in the neutral zone. Parento a shot into the glove of Brust. And Brust gets that one in the webbing and holds on for a face-off. Seen a couple off the heel of his glove in this game.
Yeah, it seems like it is. The puck is bouncing a little bit, especially when it's going towards his glove, which he, as a goalie, you really want to control your rebounds. It's one of the hardest parts of the game.
Ken Chenander, the head coach, was kind of talking before the game about the morning skate here in Houston. You can appreciate this having played. He's like, the ice started off good, and then all of a sudden by the end of practice, it was like quicksand out there.
And it's cold here. Imagine when it's hot outside, and we used to always tell them not to keep the garage doors up, and it's amazing how soft the ice can get.
Benoit Pouliot for Houston. Couldn't get it around DuPont. Anisimov battling. Potter plays it behind the Houston net. To Joel Ward. Ward checks what kind of forecheck was coming. Tried to move it to Pouliot. Coming across Korpakowski. Korpakowski to the left point now. A shot by Constant. Hit off of Ward. And Pouliot with a 3-on-2 if the Aeros hurry. Driving to that is Hamilton. Pouliot's pass ricochets into the far corner. And some time now for Artem Anisimov. Moved it ahead to Ryan Constant from the Cree Nation in Manitoba. Constant gets it deep. Bell ahead for Rosa, couldn't clear it out. Owens down low. Jessamine couldn't find the handle as Brust came out with a poke check. Back behind the net, Jessamine ties up with Rogers. They move to the far side, and it's squeezed past the defenseman out to center. Jake Taylor couldn't hold the zone. Baranka tried an outlet pass off the waist of Ouellette. Ouellette from center will dump it in. Rogers for the Aeros in his own zone. Rosa sails it over the glass and out of play. We'll take our first time out of the second period. 12:42 to go. The Ryan Hamilton goal in the first is holding up. 1-0 Houston. This is Aeros hockey.
Never before has prehistoric Earth come to life in a theatrical event so grand it will inspire, amaze, and captivate audiences around the globe. Don't miss the event that's been over 65 million years in the making. Walking with Dinosaurs, the live experience. Roaring at the Toyota Center, April 2nd through 6th. Hurry, get tickets now. Presented locally by Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital.
Lexus presents the As I Am Tour with 11-time Grammy Award winner. It's Alicia Keys. With special guests Neo and Jordan Sparks. Sunday, May 18th in the Toyota Center. Tickets go on sale Saturday, March 15th at 10 a.m. Get them at the box office and at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Presented by Atlanta Worldwide Touring and AEG Live.
Get up close and personal with the Rockets. FSN Houston gets you off court and inside the lives of your favorite players. Watch the show built just for Rockets fans. Rockets Insider, Wednesday on FSN Houston.
Sunday Night Hoops snaps into focus. Gravis Vasquez and tournament hopeful Maryland take on Virginia. This week on FSN.
Aeros leading 1-0. Ryan Hamilton has the goal. It's been physical here in the second compared to the opening period. These two teams meeting for the second time this season. Polk in his own zone. Controlling for the Wolfpack. Lead pass is going to go all the way down for an icing. Striding back, Clayton Stoner for the touch-up. With 12:15 to go in this middle period. We talked about the physical play. Let's take a look at some of the action on the ice. Sauer on the receiving end of a Cal Clutterbuck hit. Just fearless Cal Clutterbuck out there on the ice. One of the guys that the coaching staff just really enjoys. He gives you 100% of whatever 100% is. Off the face-off, Aeros trying to work it out in front. Kelly to Clutterbuck, his shot missing short side. Stoner got it deep, Pope broke it up. Some help from his partner Sauer. Sauer gave it to Byers. Dangerous behind the back pass in his own zone, but it works. As Parento out to center. Coaches don't like that, Cam.
No, they don't like the no-look behind the back passes. There's not very high percentage.
Especially in your own zone. Kelly lost his stick, picks it up. Stoner has the puck. Moves it to Reed. Plenty of open ice for Reed. He'll take it. Now moves it ahead. Aeros were changing up some personnel. Icing been waved off there. Again, we're missing a linesman in this second period. Paul Wilkinson is sick. Not knowing if he'll return. Now we got to fight back behind the play. Peter Kalis and Michael Sauer are going to go at it. Kalis has his helmet wrestled off. Sauer lands a right into the back of the head. Now some body blows by Sauer. The St. Cloud, Minnesota native fighting Kalis out of the Czech Republic. Kalis comes back with a right. As it's more wrestling than anything else. Sauer goes down. Kalis gets a shot in as they come back up. Sauer lands a right. Has Kalis pinned up against the glass. Peter Kalis coming over the Manny Fernandez trade during the offseason between Boston and the Minnesota Wild. Sauer and Kalis doing their best Greco-Roman style wrestling here. And long enough for the lone linesman Sean Finn to come in. Jeff Smith helps out a little bit. For pride, they'll probably give them 5 minutes each for fighting, but it easily could have been a double minor for roughing.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a dance, but it just shows the intensity out there that they're not going to. And Kalis, you know what? He should have probably, Sawyer should have probably got the instigator there too, because he came after him after Peter finished his check.
Yep.
I mean, Cal and Peter have been finishing their checks all night, and now you can just see when guys do that how the defenseman gets frustrated.
And Peter Kalis, he came over with offensive gift, but that's his third fight that he's been in this year. He won't shy away with it if he is challenged. For a skilled European, that says a lot. 6'1", 197-pounder from the Czech Republic. He now has 55 penalty minutes. So 5-on-5, we continue to skate with the Aeros leading 1-0, approaching the halfway point of the game. Oz shot skipped wide out in front. Albers at the left point. They'll send it behind the cage. Pouliot touches it to Hamilton. Hamilton has the lone goal. Ward out in front. Half wall for Pouliot. Now the point. Oz one-timer wide on the stick side. Albers again able to hold the zone. Big collision in the corner as Ward was run into by Potter on the near side. Ward comes across to hold. Hamilton trying to work away from Potter. Ends up on the stick of the Wolfpack's Josh Gratton, and he will move it all the way down. Thrust way out of his net. Add it to Ehrman in the center zone. Constant dumps it in. Sean Bell has time. Edmonton native Sean Bell got into 9 games last year with the Minnesota Wild. This pass ends up in Hartford territory. Rogers and Ehrman looking for some space. Serge Pye, right wing corner. Ouellette, the forward, trying to keep him in check. And it ends up on the far side with Hugh Jessamine. Jessamine lifts it to neutral. Rosa will backhand it in. Rogers was run into by Ouellette, so Hartford picking up the physical play. 15 shots for the Wolfpack, 10 for the Aeros, and the Aeros back in. Foster finds it out in front. We got a quick whistle from The referee, Jeff Smith, saying that the traffic ran into Lenevieux, knocking the net off its mooring. Clutterbuck getting a clarification. We'll step aside. 9:37 to go in the second period. Houston 1, Hartford nothing. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
What's up, Rockets fans? It's that time again. I'm looking for the best ballers in H-Town.
It's the 2008 Blacktop Battle 3-on-3 tournament presented by AmeriGroup Community Care. There'll be an interactive kids zone, great food, and lots of entertainment. All registrants will receive a ticket to the Rockets game on March 26th.
I'm also on the lookout for some sharpshooters and dunkers. See you at the Rockets Blacktop Battle.
So get down to Toyota Center for all the action. To register, visit rockets.com.
She created the most successful show Las Vegas has ever seen.
What do you say to taking chances?
Now, Celine Dion, Taking Chances World Tour 2009.
Of the Big 12 Conference is on Big 12 Showcase. Only Big 12 Showcase takes you on location every week for unparalleled coverage of all the athletic programs from across the conference. From the latest news and highlights to exclusive features and interviews, no one is more dedicated to the Big 12 than FSN. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Big 12 Showcase brings you year-round coverage you won't get anywhere else. Big 12 Showcase, Fridays and Saturdays on FSN Southwest.
Aeros holding on to that 1-0 lead. They grabbed the lead in the first period, Cam Stewart. First time in 12 games that Houston has led after one period of play. Always better to play ahead than behind. Quick shot off the face-off. Foster's opportunity. Stopped by David Lenevieux. Rento back the other way, tried to feed it to Byers. That fails to click. And roaring up ice is Steve Kelly for Houston. Left side for Foster. Foster trying to work around Potter. Puts on the brakes in the corner. Foster tied up. Ends up getting knocked down. His legs got tangled up with Greg Moore. Play continues. Said in the open that Jeff Smith might not call a lot of penalties here tonight. He's holding true. Just a pair of penalties this period. A fight involving Michael Sauer and Peter Kalis in the first. Adrian Foster and P.A. Parento taking minor penalties. So a lot of 5-on-5 play tonight. You don't see that often these days in pro hockey.
Well, I think it's good as long as you call the obvious things and you stick to the new rules. I mean, 5-on-5, that's what it's supposed to be. You don't want to have every game won and lost on power plays, although a lot of them are.
Off the face-off, Gross able to deflect a puck in the corner. Then he got kind of clipped up high by Korpakowski. That's two straight face-offs in offensive territory that we've seen the team get a quality opportunity. Ward on the forecheck. Works it down low. Hamilton knocks down his man. Hamilton has it behind the net. Trying to work away from the defenseman Constant. To the point. Pouliot, a little miscommunication. And DuPont back the other way. Right side for Korpakowski. His shot blocked by Alberts. Got it back. Fires it wide on the glove side. Benoit Pouliot for Houston. 4th overall pick by the Minnesota Wild. Knocked it in same year as Sidney Crosby. A lot of high-end talent in that draft. And they're saying that the next 2 NHL drafts are going to have a lot of high-end talent as well. Alberts to Hamilton. And knocked all the way down. We got our linesman back, Paul Wilkinson. So he and Jeff Finn working together now, and Wilkinson waved off that icing that could have been called against Houston. Stabbed into the Aero zone by Grattan Brust. Quickly to Rogers. Rosa to center for Ehrman. Knocked back in by the Wolfpack. Aeros in the opening period at 8 shots on goal. Here in the second, just 3. Bell angles right through the center zone, gaining speed, drops it off. Ehrman winds, fires well wide on the stick side. Reitz, his shot blocked out to center. Bell will use that speed to prevent what would have been a breakaway there.
Well, that's what everyone saw when he was playing in junior, just what he did there. He rushed the puck all the way up the ice, ends up behind the net, and he's the first guy back. Like he's an amazing specimen. He's got all the tools. It's just a matter of taking his time, making simple plays, and using them to his benefit.
Grattan got it deep. Kelly for Houston. One hands it to Cal Clutterbuck. Parenko will regroup at his line. Cross to his partner, Corey Potter. 6'3", 205-pounder will dump in. On the near side wall, Parento. He's been held in check most of the night. Controlling to the point. Man by the forward, Greg Moore. Clutterbuck bodies him, comes up with the puck. Odd man rush for the Aeros. Clutterbuck with Kelly and Foster. Clutterbuck shoots, saved by Lenevieux. Back behind the net. Clutterbuck off the end wall, couldn't get it in the slot. Parenko recovered for the Wolfpack. Nice give and go with Kelly and Clutterbuck.
Yeah, Clutterbuck just kind of fanned on it at the end, but again, that's what we talked about, the turnovers. Obviously, it was a Hartford turnover, but at the blue line, he tried to make a play. Next thing you know, it's a 2-on-1 with a defenseman jumping into the play.
5:50 to go, second period. Aeros leading 1-0. Ward had a man draped all over him. Moves it to Reitz. Constant at the point. Throw it out in front. Stoner with a strong stick and a chip ahead. Ryan Constant will regroup, second-year pro. Hit for doing so by Ryan Hamilton. Now it's Ehrman on the forecheck. Taylor moves it away from him. Anisimov got around Pye. All picks up to Albers, off the glass and out. Play a lot of years in pro hockey if you can get it off the glass and out every time.
High percentage hockey. Coaches love it.
DuPont got around the hip check of Albers, bottom of the circle. His shot broken up by Awe to the near side, and Ehrman will lift it ahead. Ice has been tilted with the Wolfpack pressuring in the last 5 minutes. All for the Aeros, other than that odd man rush for Houston. A little give and go on a 3-on-1 between Kelly and Cal Clutterbuck. Awe able to put it behind the Hartford net. Lenevieux stops it. Corey Potter right up the gut to Polk. Skipped off the stick of Owens, finds the handle, moves in, now curls. Late man Jessamine, low shot, Russ saved, and he pounces on the rebound, and he will hold for the faceoff. Hold on, we'll be back with the remaining time in the second. 4:21 to go. The Aeros leading 1-0 on the Hamilton tally in the first over Hartford. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Don't miss out on Houston Aeros hockey next week at the Toyota Center. Get to know the game next Thursday, March 13th and Saturday, March 15th as the Chicago Blackhawks affiliate, the Rockford Ice Hogs, are in town. On Saturday night, the Aeros bring back old-time hockey with the Hanson brothers from the classic hockey film Slapshot. For tickets and to find out how you can meet the Hanson brothers, check out Aeros.com or call 713-974
Driving without insurance is against the law. At Auto Insurance Discounters, we can get you started with payments as low as $39 a month for liability. If you have tickets, accidents, or DWIs, call us now. Our companies will write your policy and get you same-day coverage with no waiting period. Don't get caught without insurance. It's against the law. Call us for a free quote or visit one of our 12 Houston locations.
Call Auto Insurance Discounters at 713-789-AUTO.
What your engine feels, you feel. And when it's running clean, you feel it. Which is why we developed Pennzoil Platinum with adaptive molecules. Its active cleansing agents help remove built-up dirt and deposits 3 times better than the leading conventional oil. Pennzoil Platinum Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Our ultimate clean for your ultimate feeling. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Off on the glove side of Barry Frost. Aeros leading 1-0. Hartford wins the draw. Back behind the net, Greg Moore. To the point, following down was Jake Taylor, and Lenevieux way out of his net. Got there in time to get it away from the hard-charging Joel Ward. Parento will counter. Drop pass fails to click. Ward countering. He'll chip it off the boards, picks up in the corner. Taylor trying to tie him up. Moore helping out. John Scott playing forward. Gives it to Pouliot. And in the slot area, Hartford defensively will work ahead. Baranka got it in. Awe onto the tape of Rosa. Rosa forced back in his own zone by Anisimov from Yaroslav, Russia. Albers ahead, off the wall, picked up by Kalis. Kalis has a step on Polk, couldn't get it to go out in front as Polk kept him to the outside. Kalis now charges up, works it deep for John Scott. He's knocked down. Rosa has it, right dot to the point for Awe. Awe throws it in the corner for John Scott. Behind the net for Kalis. Sauer and Kalis collide. Those two just fought. Release from the penalty box. Scott throwing his weight around. Kelly has it. Unable to handle the pass with Kalis. Then he runs into Sauer once again. Those two battling a lot here in the second period. Rogers able to hold the zone. Serge Pye. Aeros changing up personnel while maintaining pressure. Pye knocked down. Smith says no. The referee lets play continue. Ehrman to Pye, quickly to Kelly. Pass is deflected, ends up out at center. Rogers will steer it back in. Lenevu stops it. Wolfpack could use a whistle or at least a line change at this point. Sauer ahead. Korpakowski got it to center. Aeros force another turnover. Backhanded in by Ehrman. Sauer hit by Foster. Jammed all the way down by Polk. Not enough for an ice. And the Wolfpack will get some fresh personnel out there. Reitz had it stripped away by Jessamine, but Reitz got it back at the line. Skipped off the stick of Constant now. Good shift though by the Aeros. 2 shifts in a row, keeping it deep. Benoit Pouliot to Eric Reitz. Minute 40 to go in the period. Coming for the bump, but ended up on the wrong side. The hit was Josh Gratton as Reitz knocked him down. Gratton, a pretty big boy. His cousin Chris plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Penalty call coming up on the Aeros. Benoit Pouliot pleading his case. Jeff Smith has not called much in this period. Let the guys play for most of it, but that one
was pretty obvious with the with the leg. Kind of got his leg out, but his leg was down. Yeah, you just can't take guys out by the knees like that. But the major reason that they get in trouble down there is they try and make a play behind the net. They just have to make it easy, make that first pass to the wing. The wing chips it out with puck support and you're out of your zone. I mean, that's one of the biggest things. If any of these guys are going to play at the next level, that first pass is probably the most difficult thing to learn, but it's the easiest.
Yep. Eric Reitz will sit. Time of the penalty, 18:32. Second power play of the game for Hartford. Their first one was an abbreviated 45-second man advantage as the Aeros took a penalty during their lone power play time. Shot over the glass and out of play. Hartford dangerous on the man advantage. They come in ranked 3rd in the AHL, 21.5%. It's the number 2 penalty kill of the Aeros, going mano a mano with one of the league's elite on the power play.
And I mean, their power plays definitely changed from the beginning of the year with Daw and Callahan up with the parent cover up in New York. But they could really move the puck well, and now it's kind of simplified when 2 top players like that leave.
And the leading player as far as points are concerned is the defenseman Andrew Hutchins. 12 goals, 20 assists. That's 32 points on the man advantage. He's out hurt, didn't make his road trip. Minute to go in the period. Aeros leading 1-0. Hartford on a 5-on-4 power play for the remaining time this period. Baranka, left side for Polk. He's a trigger man at the blue line on the power play. Polk has 19 assists and 23 overall points on the man advantage. And a diving play. The Aeros get the clear from Cal Clutterbuck. 30 seconds to go in the period. Time for one more rush with an opportunity for the Wolfpack to set up and move it around. Jammed in. Rogers hit near side. Stoner has the puck, got it to line. Polk held it in. Half wall. Parento, he likes to set up and work it from there. Curling, trying to find an open passing lane. Tried to get it to go out in front. Rogers broke it up 7 seconds to go in the period. Poke at the point. Parento, right side. Potter to Poke. Lets it go. Blocked by Ward. Wolfpack had good pressure, but they ran out of time. And now we got it. Barry Brust getting hit at the end of the period. Got tangled up with Byers. Now Brust a little whack to Byers. Byers gives a shot to Brust. And everyone congregating here. John Scott with a couple of shots on Grattan. Josh Grattan and Scott have fought once already this year when Grattan was with the San Antonio Rampage. Scott with a couple of shots. Grattan has now dropped his stick. John Scott's dropped it all. Is Grattan gonna go? John Scott says, you don't want to go. You don't want any. And having seen the first fight between these two teams, or those two earlier this year, I don't blame Grattan for keeping the gloves on.
But at the same time, Johnny Scott's got to make sure he protects himself. He keeps his hands down like that. You never know with a guy like Grattan if you're going to get sucker punched.
Let's take a look at the late play by Byers. Byers with a little shove into Barry Brust. They both go down. Stoner immediately drops the gloves. Neil Wilkinson, the referee, linesman 73, saying, hey, I'm sick. I don't want to work too hard here.
That's right. Well, I mean, Byers didn't push him that hard, and I think he probably got a little bit of a tap.
Yeah. Well, Brust has stopped all 17 shots. He was knocked down by Byers, who breathed a little too hard on him. Aeros breathing a little bit. They have the 1-0 lead. After 2 periods of play, we'll come back with the second intermission. Aeros and Wolfpack. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Yo, Mary, what up? Tell the people H-Town what we got for them.
Yeah, Jay, you meaning both of us on the same stage? Let's give them a taste.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
One night, April 10th at Toyota Center. Together for the first time, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, the Heart of the City Tour. Reserve seat tickets are on sale now. At the Toyota Center box office, livenation.com, toyotacentertix.com for charge by phone.
She created the most successful show Las Vegas has ever seen.
What do you say to taking chances?
Now, Celine Dion, Taking Chances World Tour 2009.
The Houston Aeros take on the Rochester Americans this Sunday, March 9th at 4 p.m. at the Toyota Center. Tickets in the lower bowl start at just $12. Be a part of the best sports entertainment value in Houston. Get to know the game of hockey and get your tickets for Sunday online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS for your seats now.
What's up, Rockets fans? It's that time again. I'm looking for the best ballers in H-Town.
It's the 2008 Blacktop Battle 3-on-3 tournament presented by AmeriGroup Community Care. There'll be an interactive kids zone, great food, and lots of entertainment. All registrants will receive a ticket to the Rockets game on March 26th.
I'm also on the lookout for some sharpshooters and dunkers. See you at the Rockets Blacktop Battle.
So get down to Toyota Center for all the action. To register, visit rockets.com.
Goal in the opening period is stood the test of time through 2 now. It's 1-0 Houston. Barry Brust, another outstanding game so far. For the game, we sat down with the Aero netminder. He recently went 190 minutes of shutout hockey. Here's what he had to say about that milestone.
Yeah, it was it's a pretty nice streak. Had a lot of help along the way. There's a few goal posts and a couple guys with goal line saves that I might have been out of the net or what have you, and it was pretty unbelievable, but we're looking to start a new one here.
3 minutes shy of the all-time franchise record. Frederick Shabbat has it. He is kind of the dean of Aero goaltenders, but who was kind of the goaltender you looked up to as a kid?
Oh, there's a few. Obviously, Patrick Waugh, he kind of made Butterfly popular. We'd go through goalie schools and guys would tell you not to go down, and you say, but Patrick Waugh does it. So, Him, and I always like Kerry Taco just because of his name, and I don't know. He was one of the guys that I like to watch just because of his name.
A little Finnish influence there for Barry Brust with Kerry Taco, a former Minnesota North Star goaltender. I got to ask you this. As the goaltending position has evolved, it seems like there are a lot more athletes playing goal and a lot more bigger netminders. You grew up probably a little bit of a stand-up goaltender, but the game has changed. When did you start to adapt to the new style of play?
Well, to be honest with you, I probably didn't listen to a lot of coaches at a younger age and just kind of developed my own game. And you know, I don't think I really am a typical butterfly goalie. You know, I'm trying to become more of one and be better technically that way. And it's become more of a science in even the last 5 years. And just the way the game is studied, the goaltending position is studied, and it's become such a huge part of it, of winning hockey games. You know, you can cover up a lot of mistakes with a good goaltender. And you know, the way it's evolved the last few years, it's become more of a science, and you know, the teaching and coaching has got a lot better.
Drafted by the Minnesota Wild was Barry Brust, but you signed out of your junior career with the Los Angeles Kings. Now you're back in the Wild organization, so a bit of a homecoming for you this year.
Yeah, it was smart of me not to burn any bridges, I guess. It was an unbelievable feeling to get drafted. I actually found out I was in the Calgary airport. I went to the draft interview, and I left before listening to Don Cherry, didn't stay for the draft. So but I found out actually in the Calgary airport. My brother-in-law time told me, and I mean, it was pretty exciting. I had a good flight from Calgary to Vancouver, and a little celebration.
Yeah, it's always nice on draft day. Should have stuck around for that probably. You could have gotten a free jersey and a free hat out of the deal.
Yeah, exactly. I think my dad swindled him for a jersey somehow. So yeah, no, it was good, great experience, and something I'll always cherish.
We've had this segment now going on our radio broadcast and our podcast at Aeros.com that's called What's Bugging Barry Brust and the Broadcaster. It's become pretty popular. We're getting emails literally from all over the world now for this segment. So we thought with Barry here we would do a TV version of What's Bugging Barry Brust and the Broadcaster. This email comes in from Reading, Pennsylvania, where you began your pro career, but Elena there says that the chicken dance kind of bothers her a little bit at hockey games, and that's kind of the topic of this conversation, what bothers you maybe in sports when you go to a sporting event. I'll start it off just to warm it up for you, Barry.
All right, thank you.
Kind of what bothers me is the wave. Not so much the wave itself, but that guy, and I use guy, not fan, because I've never, in all my years of traveling, seen a woman try and start the wave. But that guy that tries to start the wave, that really bugs me. Once it's going, it's fun, but it normally takes 5 or 10 minutes of about 6 or 7 people trying to get the wave going, and that really bugs me.
You want to say, no, hey, hey, goodbye to the wave?
I would. What's bothering you, Barry?
Well, I'm a rather portly fellow, you might say, and larger frame, and
you take up more net that way.
Well, you know, my job's to take up space. So one of the things that bugs me is when I go to an arena or ballpark or what have you, and the seats are too small. You know, it typically doesn't happen anymore, but I was lucky enough to go to Fenway Park a couple times, and I had to sit in the aisle because the seats are so small and uncomfortable. And obviously, they sit the 2 biggest guys next to each other, and the armrest is getting battled for, and you know, it's just uncomfortable position, and you don't want to be putting it. So I usually just take up the aisle, and then I get harassed by the section leader or the worker, the security guard there. So that really irks me. Why can't they put lazy boys or something in the stands? You know, I think you'd sell a lot more tickets that way.
Well, those are club seats, I guess.
Well,
the big ticket items.
I guess, but you know, the working man needs comfortableness too.
I couldn't agree with you more. If you've got something bugging you, email us. The email address is audio@aeros.com. We'll run it by Barry Brust. What's bugging Barry Brust has been really nothing lately. He's been playing perfect. He's bothering the opponent shooters who have been shut out recently by Barry Brust. We'll take a time out and come back with more. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
Lexus presents the As I Am Tour with 11-time Grammy Award winner It's Alicia Keys with special guests Neo and Jordan Sparks. Sunday, May 18th in the Toyota Center. Tickets go on sale Saturday, March 15th at 10 a.m. Get them at the box office and at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Presented by Atlanta Worldwide Touring and AEG Live.
Tickets are on sale Saturday. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. April 14th, on stage at Toyota Center. Tickets on sale now at Toyota Center box office, most Houston area Randall's locations, online or charged by phone. Don't miss Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Produced by
Horsepower is here, and no leading synthetic oil delivers more power than Q horsepower, which is why it's recommended by Ferrari for every oil change. Q horsepower. Unleash all your horses.
This is a driver's alert. You can't hide from Texas law enforcement's newest tool, a computer database that tells officers if you're driving without the state-required insurance instantly. Costly penalties for driving uninsured include stiff fines up to $1,000 and suspended license. You could even lose your car. If you're currently driving without the state-required coverage, you can't hide anymore. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO for a quote on low rates. We keep you legal for less. Call now.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. SAFE-AUTO.
For off the ice, the Aeros have been a huge success thanks to the Houston Aeros Charities led by Courtney Eidman and Emily Chaddick. They recently had their 10th annual Houston Aeros Celebrity Waiter event, raised over $113,000. 3 Aero players that were waiters each brought in over $2,000 in tips. It was a fun evening. They are already securing sponsors for next year's event. It should be a lot of fun, so make sure to log on to Aeros.com or call 713-974-PUCK to find out how you can be involved. Upcoming charity events include on March 15th, the Aeros will be having various items of merchandise available, autographed by NHL and AHL players. You can check that out at the Aeros game on the 15th, and then the jerseys off the backs of the players will be auctioned off starting on March 21st. We've got one other exciting event to close out the year, and we bring in Ellen Peterson. She is with Bo's Place, and Bo's Place, along with Steve Kelly, have teamed up for a great partnership here. Every time Steve scores, Bo's Place will get a little bit of money from an anonymous Aeros season ticket holder who has so graciously donated a lot of money, hopefully, if Kelly can score.
Yeah, that's right. We're really excited to partner with the Houston Aeros in this capacity. It just creates a lot of energy and awareness about our organization, and we just feel very lucky that we get to participate in this way. So,
tell us a little bit about Bo's Place.
Well, Bo's Place was actually the only agency in Houston that provides ongoing, free of charge grief support services to children and their families who have experienced the loss of a loved one. So we were founded on the premise that children, grieving children, that share their experiences with other grieving children actually helps them through the healing process. So
it certainly is a great cause. Steve Kelly lost his mother at the age of 15. He toured your facility yesterday, and he's like, wow, a place like this would have been very helpful for my sister and my father.
Yeah, we actually hear that a lot, that people kind of, word of mouth is really how we depend on our services being provided in the Houston area. So lots of people that have experienced that and gone through that and really difficult time have been grateful to find Bo's Place, and those that didn't know about it wish that they had. So it's a wonderful service to the Houston community.
Certainly is. Here's how it works. $200 for every Kelly assist, $1,000 for every goal. If he gets a hat trick here at home, $20,000. If you'd like to be a part of this as well, 713-974-PUCK. The number to call. You can join in and help out Bo's Place. Aeros hoping that the 1-goal lead will stand. Maybe we'll add a Kelly goal or an assist in the third. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
Toyota Center is a great place to bring your family. It's awesome. Atmosphere is exciting.
The face painting and free hot dogs. We love Clutch. We love the dancers.
Get together and relax and have fun and introduce the kids to sports.
This is a great outing.
Friday, March 14th is Kids Night at Toyota Center. Kids Night is also your next chance to purchase a Houston Chronicle family pack. Get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, and 2 special edition Rockets puzzles, all starting at only $69.
Go Rockets!
For the best sports entertainment value in Houston, head to the Toyota Center and get to know the game of hockey. Tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center for Houston Aero games start for only $12. Bring your friends and family out for an exciting, fast-paced game of hockey. Single game tickets are now available online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS. If you're interested in group discounts or partial season ticket plans, call 713-974-PUCK.
Sprint presenta Juanes en concierto. La Vida Tour, traído por Ford. Juanes, 17 de abril, Toyota Center. Ganador de 12 premios Grammy Latino. Boletos a la venta ya. Producido por Live Nation y Latino Events.
I'm Adam Scott, and I want you to join me at the Shell Houston Open.
Aeros have a 1-0 lead after 2 periods of play. Welcome back to the Toyota Center. The Houston Aeros recently took over the rights to sell corporate sponsorships, and we bring in the director of corporate sponsorships with the Houston Aeros, Chris Wanquilla. Fun can be had not only by the fans here, but local businesses. They can get involved. How do they get involved?
Well, Jason, I tell you what, they can call me at my office. There's some great opportunities here at Aeros Games to promote your business. You see the signage on the ice. You see the interactive elements that are going on during the game. Tonight, we've got fans leaving with free coffee, free teeth whitening, gift cards to ITS. You know, our friends at ITS are our newest partner. There's all kind of fun things that our partners can do to partner up with us, make it fun for the fans, and also promote their business.
One of the nice things, Chris sometimes gives us a little free trial, but Chris himself has gone out. He's gotten his eyes already done. You paid for that. You've gone out to It's Pizza. You took the friends and family there and played a little video games. You're actually out there making sure that it's a good deal.
No doubt. You know, definitely we go to It's. My kid loves to go there. But recently I had LASIK surgery at the Woodlands Custom Vision. And I had no idea that I was going to do this. I met with these folks. They were good folks. And on January 4th, I got my eyes done, and if you remember, I actually came out to the game that night and watched the game.
Yeah, you could see better than I could. That's Chris Ronquilla. If you want your name on the ice, on the dasher boards, or want to just have a whole lot of fun, give Chris Ronquilla a call at the Aeros office. We'll come back to the 3rd period. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
Lexus presents the SIM Tour with 11-time Grammy Award winner. It's Alicia Keys with special guests Neo and Jordan Sparks. Sunday, May 18th in the Toyota Center. Tickets go on sale Saturday, March 15th at 10 a.m. Get them at the box office and at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Presented by Atlanta Worldwide Touring and AEG Live.
Never before has prehistoric Earth come to life in a theatrical event so grand it will inspire, amaze, and captivate audiences around the globe. Don't miss the event that's been over 65 million years in the making. Walking with Dinosaurs, the live experience. Roaring at the Toyota Center, April 2nd through 6th. Hurry, get tickets now. Presented locally by Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital.
The Houston Aeros take on the Rochester Americans this Sunday, March 9th at 4 p.m. at the Toyota Center. Tickets in the lower bowl start at just $12. Be a part of the best sports entertainment value in Houston. get to know the game of hockey. And get your tickets for Sunday online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS for your seats now.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 900 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. To order Fox College Sports, call 1-877-2-GET-FCS.
Welcome back to the Toyota Center. Jason Shaver alongside Cam Stewart. We get you set for the third period. Aeros leading 1-0. At the end of the period, some coincidental minor penalties. Barry Bross, 2 for diving and a roughing going against forward Dane Byers. Or unsportsmanlike by Byers. So it's unsportsmanlike and Bross dove. So we continue with a Wolfpack power play. They're second of the game. They're 0 for 1, and they have just 10 seconds to go as we're 25 seconds now into the third period. Aeros with that slimmest of lead, 1-0. Parento tied up along the end wall. Reitz is released. Power play for the Wolfpack is over. We skate 5-on-5. Aeros have now killed off 43 straight penalties that they have taken.
Yeah, that's an unbelievable stat. But again, they keep it simple. They keep them to the outside, and they don't let them penetrate the box in front for good opportunities.
Reitz through center. He'll dump it in and head off on a line change. Much like the start of the second period, linesman Paul Wilkinson, who's battling the flu, not on the ice. So it's just a one-man line. Sean Finn and the referee Jeff Smith. Played ahead for Ryan Hamilton. He'll dump it in. Ward chasing after it. Baranka got to it first. Ward knocks him down. Loose puck in the corner. Taylor and Hamilton tie up. Ward supporting. Rosa helping out to the blue line. Bell, right side for Rogers. Wrist shot. Stick save by Lenevue. Picked up out of the corner by Rosa. Good job by the Wolfpack, collapsing back in front of the slot. Taking away a quality opportunity. Hamilton trying to rag some time as the Aeros get some fresh bodies on the ice. One of the fresh bodies, Danny Ehrman, North Dakota native, working on the near side. Anisimov took it away, run into by Pye, but he makes the play. Korpakowski trying to work around Bell. Bell got a stick on the puck. Kelly for Houston. Moves it across the rink for Bell. Bell hesitated, didn't go for it. And Pye picks up. Little D-to-D, and Bell will now take ice. To Serge Pye, a little miscommunication between the forward and D.
Yeah, you just had Sean. Sean should have just went and taken the puck. He was the guy. The other guy had to come back where he's seen the whole play coming forward. So he should have definitely just called him off and taken the puck.
Roulette moved in. Brost will send it to the near side. Jessamyn's shot missed on the glove, and it comes off the corner boards out to center. Michael Sauer being shadowed by John Scott. Pope played it ahead. Scott threw a body check. Pouliot, a little ping pong action at center now. Roulette across the line, little drop pass and a routine save made by Bruss. Some ice shaving sprayed on him by Josh Gratton. John Scott will greet Gratton once again as we take a look at some of the numbers through the second period. Aeros getting outshot 6-3. Quality chances relatively close, and just the one power play try for Hartford. Neither team's been able to capitalize on the man advantage.
And those quality chances, the 3 quality chances, I think and almost remember them, all came off of face-offs that were won cleanly. And there the Aeros win a face-off, but those are where all Hartford's chances were coming off of in the second period.
So important the details in this hockey game being stressed by the Aeros coaches. And not a lot of room for either team. Aeros looking for insurance, Hartford looking for an equalizer. As we're 3:10 gone by in the third period, Ryan Hamilton for the Aeros. That's the only goal from Rosa and Clayton Stoner. Parento back behind the Aero net. Stoner able to take it away. Moves it rink wide for Peter Kalis. Kalis tried to chip it off the wall to himself. Stood up, knocked down by the defenseman Constant. So Kalis has dished it out a few times, and the Wolfpack defense gets a little return to the favor there. Kelly in his own zone, battling with Greg Moore. Comes John Awe to center for Kalis. Albers joining the rush. Kalis stick handling in, drops it off for Albers. Back in the corner for Kalis. Taylor played the body on him. Baranka ahead. Into the skates of DuPont. He's able to move it into the neutral zone. Cross the line. Anisimov ahead of the play. Korpakowski kind of made that move just outside the blue line, and that forced the centerman, Anisimov, ahead of him.
Yeah, that's tough when you're coming in and everybody's pretty close to the blue line and somebody makes a head fake or makes one extra stick handle. That's where, as a coach, you just want the guy with the puck to drive wide, somebody go to the net, and somebody stay high. So if you get the puck towards the net, that guy going to the net has a chance. Or if the defenseman takes the guy going to the net, obviously the guy in the high slot's going to get one, but not making fancy moves at the blue line.
Bell pinching along the rail, trying to keep it alive. Serge Pye lost a stick. He limps towards the bench. Hamilton will replace him. Aeros gave up a goal earlier this year when a guy broke his stick, and they actually took too many men on the ice and then gave up a power play goal again. So now if you break a stick or lose a stick, you got to go off for the line change and you automatically get replaced. That's a small detail that Kevin Constantine made a rule, so there's no gray area anymore. Joel Ward will dump it in.
No, it's kind of a smart rule, especially if that's happening. And I'm sure he was very frustrated when that happened, so he made the rule.
Mark Kincher, the equipment manager for the Aeros, said that makes it a little easier for me. I don't have to grab sticks right away and get him to a guy who broke one. He goes, I can actually watch the game. Turnover at center. The Aeros defensively got back. And Rosa ahead. He'll roll it deep. Aeros trying to quickly change the lines. There have been very few whistles in this game, Cam.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of been flowy, and it's been good hitting. There's been good hits. There's a lot of work, but just not a lot of great scoring opportunities. And it's obviously a low shots on goal, being Aeros only 11 and the Wolfpack 18.
And combined 29 between the two teams. Aeros leading 1-0 as we approach 6 minutes gone by in the third period. Houston trying to knock down win number 6 in a row. They've had 2 5-game winning streaks, including the one they're currently on. Foster, top of the right circle to Kelly. Left point for Sean Bell. Wrist shot through, and Lenevieux gobbles it up. And this is tough for a goaltender. He hasn't seen a lot of action, but he looked sharp on that one as the Aeros could have had some opportunities for a rebound. We'll come back with more. 13:52 to go in the third. 1-0 Houston over Hartford. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
What's up, Rockets fans? It's that time again. I'm looking for the best ballers in H-Town.
It's the 2008 Blacktop Battle 3-on-3 tournament presented by AmeriGroup Community Care. There'll be an interactive kids zone, great food, and lots of entertainment. All registrants will receive a ticket to the Rockets game on March 26th.
I'm also on the lookout for some sharpshooters and dunkers. See you at the Rockets Blacktop Battle.
So get down to Toyota Center for all the action. To register, visit rockets.com.
If your business goals are to drive sales, build your brand, support a new product launch, entertain clients, reward employees, or foster new relationships, the Houston Aeros can be an integral piece of your organization's overall marketing strategy. Our corporate sales team will work with you to create a partnership package tailored to meet your specific marketing goals and objectives. Become an Aeros partner today. Contact the Houston Aeros Corporate Partnerships Department at 713-974-7825.
Yo, Mary, what up? Tell the people H-Town what we got for them.
Yeah, Jay, you mean both of us on the same stage? Let's give them a taste.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho.
One night, April 10th at Toyota Center. Together for the first time, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, the Heart of the City Tour. Reserve seat tickets are on sale now. At the Toyota Center box office, livenation.com, toyotacentertix.com, or charge by phone.
Hartford won a draw in their own zone. The Wolfpack trailing 1-0 will come to center. Potter, the defenseman, carrying. Angles left and in. Sends it behind Barry Brust. He stopped all 18 Wolfpack shots that he's faced. including one here in the third period. Pass to the slot. John Scott got a stick on it. Kept alive by Greg Moore. Moore moves it to the point. Potter winds, fires, tipped wide out in front. It might have skipped off of Byers, who's trying to screen Barry Brost. Bell will navigate the neutral zone. Dumped it in, wholesale line change for the Aeros. 5 fresh skaters. Out comes Pye, Ehrman, and Rosa up front with Reitz and Stoner on the back end. Top line for the Wolfpack out there. Byers, Moore, and Parento. Constant in his own zone, near side. Parento couldn't clear. Stoner forces him deep in his own zone. Stoner knocks him down. Wolfpack will try the left side. Renton got the clear. Rosa took it away at his blue. Back comes Houston. Dumped in. Pye chasing after it. Taylor moves away from him, the Rochester, Minnesota native. Will send it behind. Brost couldn't stop it. Reitz couldn't find the handle. Stoner will work it to the left. And with the help of Pye, it's out. 7:40 gone by. Third period, 1-0 Houston. In the opening frame at 9:25, Ryan Hamilton is 10th of the year from Marco Rosa and Clayton Stoner. Kelly tried to skate out, had his pocket picked by Grattan into the slot. Ouellette, backhanded shot, blocked by Albers to the end wall. Aeros do a very good job of blocking shots in front of their netminder. And Albers got enough of that one. Ward out to center. Ouellette back checking, ties him up in front of the Houston bench. Dug free by Kelly. 6,718 on hand at the Toyota Center. Strong crowd for a Friday night during the rodeo season here in Houston. 3 weeks at last, that's how big it is. And they do it at the football stadium. In comes Foster. Couldn't pull the trigger. Poke back the other way. Ouellette run into by John Scott. Saw some physical play in the second. Some early signs here in the third. Jessamine couldn't handle the pass. Taken away by Benoit Pouliot. Got enough on it to lob it out to center.
That's a good play by Benny. He knew he didn't have a play. The wingers were covered on the wall, and he just gets it out. Doesn't try to make things happen when he doesn't have anything.
Jessamine, angle shot, blocked by Brost, cleared by the Aeros. Try and keep everything to the perimeter, will Houston defensively in this third period as we approach the halfway point. 10:40 to go. Aeros leading 1-0. Sean Bell taking time behind his net, moves to the left. Long lead pass ahead for Scott, directed into the offensive zone. Constant got to it first. Kalis runs into him. Constant shook off most of the blow. Fires to Moore with speed in. Poke check by Stoner, comes right to Potter. Good follow-up support there by Potter to hold the zone. Moore cycling. Byers trying to work away from the defensive Rosa. Rosa battling. Parento tried to slide it out in front. Rosa played it in the corner. Battle ensues from there. Now Stoner has it for the Aeros. Ahead for Peter Kalis. Kalis, end of his shift. He'll move it the distance. Trying to find ice. Constant. Good tape-to-tape passing. Parento. Long shot. Blocker save. Brost. Rebound is in the crease. And unable to pull the trigger. Anisimov as he was knocked down. Counter-attack. Serge Pye one-on-one. Trying to work around Taylor. Got a backhanded shot away. And holding his ground at the far post was Lenevue. DuPont seeing a lot more physical activity by the Aeros last couple of shifts. Anisimov chasing after it. Albers went down trying to throw the check. Controlled by DuPont. Moved out in front. Albers broke that opportunity up. He'll use the glass and got enough to get the clear.
Another great play. They're just really keeping things simple. They're using the glass to get it out. And they're, like you said, they're finishing their checks.
Making it tough for the Wolfpack, trailing 1-0. Ward has it at center. Tried to move it in. Glances off the back of the linesman. Sean Finn and out of play. Another rare timeout. Will step aside. 8:56 remaining in the third period. Aeros holding on to the 1-0 lead over Hartford. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Never before has prehistoric Earth come to life in a theatrical event so grand it will inspire, amaze, and captivate audiences around the globe. Don't miss the event that's been over 65 million years in the making. Walking with Dinosaurs, the live experience. Roaring at the Toyota Center, April 2nd through 6th. Hurry, get tickets now. Presented locally by Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital.
For information on James Hardy Siding, log on to jameshardy.com.
Warning, home insurance does not cover floods.
Call AID Insurance and protect your home and valuables with a flood insurance policy backed by the U.S. government. Fact, you are 4 times more likely to lose your home from a flood than you are from a fire. If you're eligible for the preferred risk policy, your flood insurance premium could be less than $200 a year, and that includes coverage for your property's contents.
Don't wait. Call AID now at 713-789-2886.
Her wives and girlfriends, Barry Bruss probably has a gal in there looking a little nervous with his lead, the slimmest of margins, 1-0. Puck dumped into the arrow end. Rogers tracking back. Moved up the wall, nobody home. Wallette controlling. Pouliot using the long reach. Double teamed. Coming away with it as Owens to the point. Back to the corner. Grattan lost a glove. Maintains control of the puck. Pouliot gives a little shot in the wall. Michael Sauer on the near side. Up top, Ward trying to clear. Got it out to center. Nice job by Ward. Roulette will dump it back in. Frost had to wait for it to get through the restricted area. Never got to it. Bell ties up the forechecking Owens. Pouliot to Hamilton. Hamilton has the only goal in this game, his 10th of the year. Rogers has time. Out to center for Rosa. Defended nicely. Now picked up by Hamilton. Couldn't get through the back check as the Hartford Wolfpack trailing 1-0, taking care of their own zone first.
Yeah, they definitely they're clogging up, so the Aeros are going to have to chip the puck in because they're really stepping up their defensemen at the blue line.
Mora shot from the top of the circle. Glove saved by Brust. He will hold on. That's the top line for the Wolfpack out there right now as Parento, Moore, and Byers. And Moore, kind of the adage right now, shoot from anywhere. He is second in the team, or third in the team in points with 50. Second in the team in goals with 21. As Barry Brust has stopped all 19 shots he's faced. Former goaltender Kevin Considine keeping an eye on the clock. Luke Strand, assistant coach. There's a ton of video work trying to keep the bench motivated. Steve Kelly to take the important face-off against Greg Moore. Picked up by the Wolfpack. Parento cut to the top of the circle. Shot was blocked. Byers and Moore behind the Houston net. Trying to do a little give and go. Interrupted by Stoner. Stoner plays it ahead off the skate of Pye, but he gets it on the backhand into the center zone. He's get a much needed clear. 7:15 to go in the third. 1-0 Houston. In comes Kalis. Left circle. Shot was blocked by Taylor. Controlled now by Greg Moore. Moore hit hard by Kalis. Boy, Kalis has had a lot of bumps in this hockey game.
Yeah, if it's not him, it's Clutterbuck. Bell's made a couple hits, and then Hamilton. Like everyone's doing a good job. I think Coach Constantine would be happy with the way the guys are finishing their checks and making it hard on the defenseman, which we talked about earlier in the night.
John Scott lumbering down the left side behind the net. Gets some help from Joel Ward, stopping and starting. Tried to wrap it out in front. Saved by Leneveu. Rosa finds the rebound in the near corner. What a nice play there by Joel Ward. Showing a lot of skill to try and tuck it in short side. And the rebound follow-up by Rosa failed to click. Sauer gaining center will dump it in. Rust quickly away from the forecheck adjustment. Ward couldn't get around Ouellette. Held it in. Now Jessamine, last wing corner. Drives to the net. Brosta save at the far post, and he quickly covers up for the whistle with 6:07 to go in this third period. So I guess that's the one good thing about few whistles. The clock continues to click the other way. Doesn't allow you to catch your breath much.
No, but they get to change it up here, and I mean, what they don't need another goal. That's the thing with the Aeros, and they just need to keep getting the puck out, take care of the front of their net, and make sure that we make their defensemen go all the way back 200 feet every time, because when you talk about running out the clock, that's what that does.
Being forced all the way back behind his own net was Corey Potter. Cal Clutterbuck was the one forcing him to do so. Adrian Foster taken away by Ryan Constant. Ouellette, left side, dumped in by DuPont, cleared by the Aeros. We're under 6 to go. Houston leading 1-0. Shots are now 21-12 in favor of Hartford. But a smothering defense by Houston so far. We'll take our final timeout of regulation with 5:24 to go. Aeros holding on to a 1-0 lead over Hartford. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Tickets are on sale Saturday. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, April 14th, on stage at Toyota Center. Tickets on sale now at Toyota Center box office, most Houston area Randall's locations, online or charged by phone. Don't miss Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band, produced by Live Nation.
She created the most successful show Las Vegas has ever seen.
What do you say to taking chances?
Now, Celine Dion, Taking Chances World Tour 2009. Friday, January 9th, 2009 at Toyota.
Sprint presenta Juanes en concierto. La Vida Tour, traído por Ford. Juanes, 17 de abril, Toyota Center. Ganador de 12 premios Grammy Latino. Boletos a la venta ya. Producido por Live Nation y Latino Events.
Top line for the Wolfpack out. They trail 1-0 to the Houston Aeros. Moore, Parento, and Byers. The Aeros defensively, Pye, Kelly, and Danny Ehrman. Ehrman will steer it in. Pye will chase after it for Houston. Working behind the net on Taylor. Slipped towards the crease, but out of the reach of Danny Ehrman and Greg Moore. Out to the Houston blue line, offsides. 5:06 to go in this third period. And if you're Ken Janander, the head coach of the Hartford Wolfpack, Cam Stewart, how do you keep your team going? It's been tough for them to navigate the high-scoring areas tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Aeros are very good in their own end, and they're going to have to, what they're going to have to do, they're going to have to get a hard-working, lunch pail, ugly goal. And they're doing the same thing that we've been talking about the Aeros trying to do at the other end. They've got to get traffic in front of Barry. He has had no traffic. He's starting to control his rebounds because he's seeing everything. They need to get traffic, and the Aeros just have to keep playing the same way they have been defensively. But again, I can't stress enough how much they have to make sure it goes all the way down.
Scott out playing forward with Kalis and Rosa. Aeros guilty of an icing. Pass to Kalis just fails to click, and Kalis in that foot race couldn't get to it. Peter Kalis scored in his first 3 NHL shots on goal. 3 goals. Cam, do you remember your first 3 shots on goal in the NHL?
I don't know if they hit the net. They were more dump-ins.
But you were there on the forecheck, weren't you?
That's right. I was getting in there, making the defenseman go back.
Yeah. Off the face-off, quick shot. Brust the save. There's that traffic that Cam Stewart was talking about, and Brust holds on. Looks a little ginger after making that save. Off the face-off, and again, At top line for Hartford, right back out there. Ken Janander getting the troops in there. Byers driving to that, gets tangled up with Brust.
Yeah, and again, that's a face-off we're losing, and it's another scoring chance for them.
Pouliot will take this draw on the stick side of Barry Brust. 5 straight wins for Brust, 1.35 goals against average in that stretch. Face-off is cleared by Joel Ward. He'll skate across the enemy line. Hamilton in on the forecheck. Ward was kind of interfered with the whole time, but we've only seen 3 power plays, 1 by the Aeros and 2 by Hartford. I doubt you're going to get an interference call at this stage of a 1-goal hockey game.
Yeah, not unless it's very, very obvious.
Byers keeps it in. Quick shot tipped out in front. Reitz tied up the stick of Parento, but a dangerous giveaway by Houston.
And again, something we talked about earlier, you have to make them earn everything they get, not give them something like this. You don't want to give them a gift.
And not to the top line. Polk will regroup to Moore. This top line of Hartford has taken some long shifts in this hockey game, so fatigue could become a factor. Out comes Kelly, 2-on-1 with Clutterbuck. Kelly looking for some insurance to Clutterbuck. He shoots, and it deflects off either the glove or iron, and over the back glass, out of play. Cal Clutterbuck losing sight of where it went, as did everyone on the ice, and then it was finally in that protective netting. Nice 2-on-1 rush with Steve Kelly saucering a pass over the stick.
Yeah, it was just a great pass, and something on a 2-on-1 you want to do. You want to get the goalie moving. You either want to get a great opportunity, or he kind of faked him with his head. Great pass. I believe their defenseman may have even got a stick on it and deflected it up into the net.
Corey Potter, a defenseman who won World Junior Gold in 2004 with Team USA. Foster has it, 3:30 to go, third period, 1-0 Aeros on top. Albers try to get it to go for Kelly, and Anisimov will clear. Rogers will bank it back in. Aeros changing up personnel. Potter with time. Pye comes across the rink. Pass ahead, Anisimov. Brust out of his net, rims it up near side. Anisimov knocked it down. Pye has it out to center for Rosa. To Ehrman. Back to Rosa. 2-on-2. Rosa into the slot. Shot, glove save, Lenevue. Nice little toe drag there by Marco Rosa.
Yeah, that's a tough play to make, especially when you're going at top speed like that, but he got a great opportunity off of it. Danny Ehrman passes it back to him outside. It's a great play, but what happens, Danny goes to the net. That opens everything up, and that's what you want as a coach, and that's what you want as Rosa coming in there. You want him to open that up so you get a good opportunity.
Danny Ehrman, 3rd round pick by the Wild in 2003. Big bump at center. Stoner knocked down Jessamine. Puck comes into the Aero end. Controlled by Grattan. Ouellette shouldered by Stoner. Boy, Stoner's been playing with a bad back this year, and he maintains physical play even when he turns to the lineup. That's his game. Pouliot out to center for Kalis. Polk ties up with Kalis. Ouellette banked it off the referee and in. Grattan was ahead of the play offside with now 2:24 to go in the 3rd period. And the Aeros leading 1-0. 1 goal, 9 minutes and 25 seconds into the first. Hamilton's 10th of the year from Rosa and Stoner. Aeros won 6-1 in the earlier meeting. So exact opposite of a highway shootout that we saw the first meeting. Hamilton lost his stick, ends up in the penalty box. He'll come across the rink for a line change with 2:10 to go in the 3rd period. 200 feet for Potter to take. Ahead for Moore. Top line out there for Hartford. Broken up by Joel Ward. He and Adrian Foster put together late in the hockey game. In comes Foster, former 1st-round pick. Tied up in the corner. Foster content to keep it along the wall. The New Jersey Devils selected him in the 1st round, 2001. Rosa couldn't get it to go. Out comes Byers from center. He'll hack it deep. Jessamine on the forecheck. Brust moves it away from him. Reitz. Soft play out to center. Grabbed by Rosa. Rosa 1-on-2. Clutterbuck joins him. Rosa, wrist shot, Clutterbuck, a tip, missed the net. 80 seconds to go now as Hamilton picks up at center. Moved it into his own zone. Brust will give it to Stoner, off the glass and out to center. 70 seconds to go, and Leneveu has to stay on the ice as the Aeros get it deep. Erman on the forecheck, ties up with Sauer. Work free, poke. Behind his net to Sauer on the right side. Under a minute to go. Aeros leading 1-0. Sent in by Hartford. Albers quickly across his own zone, and it's moved out by Rogers. Dumped deep once again with 45 seconds to go. Leneveu having to stay in the net. He looks towards the bench, gets the wave from Ken Janander. In comes Moore, leading the team in points, 5th in the league. Parento tied up. Albers has it. 30 seconds to go. Extra attacker on for Hartford. Parento battling with Pouliot. Rogers has it to the line. Potter holds down low. Parento centering pass out in front, kicked away by the left leg of Brust. Oh, what a save there. And the net knocked off its mooring. Byers with a punch into Brust. Everyone comes into the ruckus in front of the Houston net. Brust is involved in a fight right now with 11 seconds to go as he's got the clamps around his man. Ward comes in. Parento. Now Byers is shot in on Brust. Pouliot getting hit by Byers. Pouliot down. Byers rips off the helmet, and then a shot into Benoit Pouliot. And the Aeros can't get after. Rogers was trying to get after it. He's being held up by the forward DuPont. And now Rogers knocks down DuPont. They get back up. Again, just one linesman in this game. And Jeff Smith, the referee. Byers greeted to Boobirds as he's escorted off by Sean Finn.
Well, there's definitely going to be a suspension there, trying to, first off, sucker punching Benoit Pouliot and then trying to bang his head off the ice.
We'll roll the tape back and let you see what happened to Benoit Pouliot. He's an offensive player. It starts with a pass out in front. Look at the left leg of Barry Brust making that stop on DuPont. And then all the rust off. Byers immediately went after Brust. They got tangled up at the end of the second period, and then chaos ensues from there. Brust wraps up Parento. Byers was jamming around out in front. You see Pouliot in there. Byers grabs him from behind, and I think Byers just a frustrating night for him, trying to take it out on Benoit Pouliot. They go out of the picture. Byers with some more words for Barry Brust. And then you see Byers rips off the helmet of Pouliot. There's some sportsmanship in hockey, and that isn't it. There's a code that most tough guys adhere to, and then he bangs his head into the ice. And as Cam Stewart alluded to, that's probably going to bring some suspension.
Oh, definitely. And he has a chance to really hurt Benoit Pouliot, and he knows Benoit Pouliot's not going to fight him. He's their top player, top scorer, and to go and do something like that, that's just absolutely gutless, in my opinion.
And with all that rough stuff, now the faceoff should come out to center with 11 seconds to go. And we'll see how Jeff Smith, the referee, rules this. Aeros gather around Luke Strand on the Houston bench. We haven't had an indication of what the penalties will be, but Byers was escorted off the ice. Kevin Constantine sits in the door of the Aero bench. The head coach will want to have some words with Jeff Smith. Steve Kelly awaits just outside the referee's crease, as does Jake Taylor, and how this will be ruled.
Yeah, I definitely think we should be on the power play or something.
They got an extra minor up in the big board to Byers.
Yeah, it should be outside the face-off.
So that means the face-off comes out to center. Aeros will have 5 players on the ice and their goaltender. Hartford will be allowed 4 skaters, and then a tough decision with the neutral zone faceoff. Not a lot of time, so I think Ken Janander is probably going to have to pull his goaltender and hope they control the draw and get it in deep.
And maybe have, a lot of times coaches have neutral zone faceoff plays, and there's no better time now than to at least try it.
And I believe the Wolfpack have used their 30-second timeout. Barry Bruss gets 2 for cross-checking, and Byers gets 2 for roughing. Those are the only 2 calls, but they only have the penalty to Byers up on the board. So if you're Hartford, you hope it's 4-on-4 because that gives you a little bit more ice with the neutral zone face-off. Steve Vidal, the PA announcer, announcing those penalties. Aeros right now have 5 players on the ice, as do the Wolfpack. So apparently there's another penalty missing that wasn't announced to Hartford. They've elected to keep David Lenevy, the netminder, off the ice, so it'll be 5-on-5. And the face-off, because the extra penalty goes into the Wolfpack zone. Yeah. So that new rule in the AHL, when you take the penalty, the face-off is in your own zone, will force David Lenevy back in the net with 11.3 seconds to go, and the Aeros leading 1-0. So it starts off as the second power play of the game for the Aeros with 11 seconds to go.
Well, that new rule just came in handy for the Houston Aeros.
Kelly to take the face-off against Ouellette. Kelly wins the draw back towards the blue line. He'll pick up, clears to Rogers. Rogers lost an end, hammers it ahead. Netminder is off, dumped in by Houston, and that will do it. The game is over. The boys wearing the Bombers better tonight. 1-0 the final. They were led by Barry Bruss. He had a 190-minute shutout streak snap on Wednesday night. He's run another total. He's already over 70 minutes of perfect hockey once again.
Well, we talked about having home ice advantage, and you're going to have to start to play better at home, and that's definitely something we saw here tonight. That was a tight checking, playoff type, hard-hitting game, and that's what they're going to have to be used to. They're going to have to get used to playing like this every night, and I mean, with a goalie like that, giving you a chance to win. Although he only had 23 shots, he stopped them all, and I mean, what can you say, but Barry played another great game.
His 3rd shutout of the season. The Aeros now have 8. That is the 2nd most all-time in Aero history. The tandem of Mike Smith and Josh Harding, who have both graduated to the NHL, had 9 shutouts combined. Ryan Hamilton, the game-winning goal. The Aeros prevail 1-0 over Hartford. The streak is now at 6 wins for Houston. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
For the best sports entertainment value in Houston, head to the Toyota Center and get to know the game of hockey. Tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center for Houston Aero games start for only $12. Bring your friends and family out for an exciting, fast-paced game of hockey. Single game tickets are now available online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS. If you're interested in group discounts or partial season ticket plans, call 713-9